tick tock, time to rock. And I said, tick tock, time to rock, not tick tock, time to whine all day like a bunch of sniveling little crybabies. Yep, we have one person with some degree of common sense here. This channel, Reasoned Answers, said David is never late. The people of the chat are just early. Yes, the whiners, constant complainers of the chat are early. How could David make a type A person like me wait? Official late. Where is Jake? Good question. Good question. What is this? David doesn't open doors in that onesie. He breaks them. That's true. Because what I want, I take. What I don't, I break. All right. How's it going, Thaddeus?
Pretty good. Had watched the latest Malik streams, but, you know, a lot of people expressed sympathy for me in the last chat. So I will say that these are weren't nearly as painful to go through. Malik is at his best when he is ranting and snitching on people. So the streams were not nearly as painful to go through. They were kind of even a little bit sort of entertaining. So we got a lot of material to cover from a much smaller set of clips that I had to go through.
Black Angel said, Dawood is reddish again. Yeah, I don't know if that's because this weird auto thing is making me red, or it could be because I was just outside for an hour in the cold. So I might actually be red this time. But just for Black Angel to be happy, I will dial back the saturation, which should make me not red, even if I am actually physically red this time. And all right, that's pretty not red as far as I can tell. All right. So, Thaddeus, if I understand correctly, this show, if we get through these clips, will bring us up to date, right? Up to date as to everything that has happened up until this live stream, right?
Yes, that is correct. We will be caught up. In theory, Malik was supposed to do a final live stream 2 nights ago and also last night. So it doesn't look like he's going to do it today either. He is almost out of time before Ramadan begins. So we'll see if he does the final stream he promised. But he did preview quite a bit of what he was going to talk about in that final stream in the clips that we're going to see today. So we have a good idea of what he is going to expose about the Dawah community.
Where'd that comment go? Yeah. So he's given us a preview of all the stuff he's about to back down on and not do anything with, right?
Yep. Yeah, it does appear that he has backed down. You know, he's like, it's going to be tonight. It'll be tonight at 10 p.m. And then did it. And then he's like, I didn't have time to get everything ready. It'll be tomorrow, which I think at that time might have still been true. He might have still been planning to do it the next day. But then suddenly his TikTok story, which is, you know, normally saying what's coming up on his next live, there's nothing there. He's deleted everything from it. Just a little while ago, he had changed his profile picture a few days ago to a picture of the speaking Muslim. A few days ago, or I mean, just a few hours ago, he changed it to, I believe, the clock tower in Mecca there. So he seems to have backed down. Speaking Muslim deleted his account, deleted his personal Facebook page. He does seem to have completely left the scene, at least for now. He might be back in a month, but I think he at least is smart enough to know that he needs to lie low because his career is in danger, because he's done some things that could get him disbarred, have his law license removed.
Yeah, so everyone, Speaking Muslim, he was one of the guys, one of the Muslims hanging out with us at DebateCon and so on. He's the guy sitting beside Jake for some of the stuff. But yeah, turns out, according to Malik, based on what I've heard, Speaking Muslim is actually behind some of the doxing. And apparently Speaking Muslim is the one telling Malik what he can get away with, right? So yeah, you can say pop, pop and all this stuff. Just, you know, when people ask what you mean, say it's not a threat. And That seems really stupid because the way I've always heard it is, how would a reasonable person interpret your words? Not, can you say, oh, when I said I'll kill you, I meant kill you with kindness. Like, you can't just say, I'm going to kill you. And then someone says, oh, he said he's going to kill me. You go, oh, yeah, I meant with love, right? You can't just say that you meant something completely different from what you said. So if you're saying, this is going to happen to me, you're going to make me disappear, all this stuff, pop, it's going to happen in Houston and all this stuff. It's how would a reasonable person interpret those words? So if the speaking Muslim is not just providing this sort of advice towards Malik, but if he's also providing the material to dox us with, that is very, very interesting stuff for the Bar Association in California. But we'll see. I don't know what the evidence is. I know they shared some screenshot. But yep, we're going to see it. So we're going to get all up to date here, ladies and gentlemen. And then Malik obviously is going to back down. He's not going to go through with exposing all these dudes like he said. And in the next day or two, he'll say, oh, it's just, it's Ramadan. I can't do it anymore. And so he won't go through with all the stuff.
Maybe he'll pull what he did after the, where he leaked all the stuff that Warner and by implication many of the Dawa guys were doing. A couple of days later, he's like, oh, I just made it all up. So maybe I'll do that again.
And here we have David, nice AC/DC reference from Bad Boy Buggy. What I want, I take. What I don't, I break. Yeah, it was funny. My dad used to quote parts of that, but just as sayings. And then he eventually told me it came from a song. But by that time, it had been adopted as like one of our family mottos. So the one I always grew up with was, if you're going to walk on thin ice, you might as well dance. So we know that one. The other is, it ain't a crime if you don't get caught. There's that one. And then sort of like third on the list would be, what I want, I take. What I don't, I break. And then connected to that, what I take, I stash. What I don't, I smash. But yeah, those last lines are from a song, AC/DC. That's true. Hang on. Let's take these first couple of super chats here, and then we'll jump into the first. We've got Thaddeus. If I start ranting too long, make me stop, because we've got a bunch of video clips to get through, and so I'll try to play more without interjecting and so on, so that we can get through all this, and then everyone's up to date. And then, like when Malik backs down and says, "Oh, sorry, I can't finish," blah blah blah. In other words, his handler, based on what I've been hearing, it sounds like Malik is a mere puppet of other people. Who people have been saying Jake is implicated somehow. I haven't seen what any of this has to do with Jake, but I guess we'll see what's being said. But then speaking Muslim is actually telling him what to do and what to say and stuff like that. So sounds like Malik is a mere puppet in someone else's puppet show. And so he doesn't like it when the puppet masters are speaking down to him, because it's like, I'm the one taking the hits here. I'm the one taking the hits, not in the zoot sense, because Warner's not around, but I'm the one taking the hits here. And you guys are running your mouths like you're on everyone else's side and throwing me under the bus when you guys are the ones feeding me information. No. So then he'll threaten to expose them for their involvement when they have more to lose than he do. If you're a lawyer, that's your entire career gone. You get disbarred over that sort of thing. So they have more to lose, and so he'll threaten them, but they're just gonna put him in place. Say, look, man, okay, all right, we won't say that anymore, but shut your mouth, man, before we completely destroy you. So anyway, that's what's going on. But we want everyone up to date, and then here's what would be cool. I mean, it's cool either way. If he just throws everyone under the bus and exposes everyone, that's cool. Then everyone is exposed. But he's going to back down because he's a coward. So he's going to back down. But when that happens, that's cool, because it's going to be, he's going off for Ramadan. He's not going to be posting any more stuff. He's not going to be doxing anyone, not going to be ranting. And we can actually focus on other things like wrecking Islam and exposing Ramadan for the complete charade that it is. If you took everything Jesus said in the Sermon on the Mount, if you took everything Jesus said, and then you look specifically at the things he said not to do not do this and think you're good with God. If you took everything there that he said, do not do this, when he's talking about your deeds of righteousness, when he talks about prayer, when he talks about fasting, when you look at every single thing he said, do not do, and you roll all that up into a ball, you get Islam. And it's just amazing. We follow Jesus more than you. On what planet? No, you've been told that you follow Jesus. You have no concept of what he actually taught. If you did, you'd either have to reject your own religion, Islam, or you'd have to say, nope, Jesus is a horrible, evil person because he said the opposite of what Islam teaches. Yeah, guys, for everyone who's watching, in case you don't know, Jesus said, do not do your deeds of righteousness to be seen by others. And if that's your, if you are inclined to, hey, look at me, I'm praying. Hey, look at me, I'm fasting, and so on. Hey, that you need to go in your room and pray and not tell anyone. You need to conceal the fact that you're fasting so no one knows you're fasting. Islam, everything they do, look at me, everyone, look at me, I'm praying. I want to go out here in the middle of the street and pray so that you know I'm praying. I want to pull my car over and go sit in the middle of the street and block traffic while I pray so that you all know I'm praying. Hey, everyone, look, I'm fasting. We're all fasting. Look at us, we're fasting. Even though we're gorging ourselves with food, gorging ourselves. And we're gaining 20 pounds during Ramadan, but we're fasting. Look at us, praise us because we're fasting. It's like, my goodness, what a joke of a religion. And then it'd be one thing if you said, we're the religion that's the opposite of everything Jesus taught. But you'll say, yep, we're doing the exact opposite of everything Jesus taught, and we're the religion that's actually following him. So it's just completely insane. Anyway, so point is, that's going to be a fun month. Ramadan is now my favorite month of the year because it's just the best opportunity to expose the complete hypocrisy of Islam, and we're going to be doing that all month long. You thought Muhammad and the Al-Zut lasted all night long. We're lasting all month long. We're gonna fast during Ramadan. We're gonna fast from not exposing the hypocrisy in Islam. Double negative. We're going to be exposing the hypocrisy in Islam. TikTok, time to winger it. I'd rather be a whiner than part of the watcher. Yeah, that's a good point. You always say something like, good evening, good morning, and good afternoon. Is that a reference to The Truman Show? No. I've never seen The Truman Show. I've seen some clips. People pointed out to me years ago that there are things in The Truman Show that were like, when I describe my delusional thinking, like I'm part of an experiment, they say it's kind of similar. I've seen multiple people said that's similar to The Truman Show because I guess he's in a show and he doesn't know it or something like that, but everyone's in on it except him, something like that. Yeah. And so there is that parallel, except I thought it was like part of an experiment at times. I just said, good evening, good morning, good afternoon. Is that actually on The Truman Show? Because if so, then that's interesting. No, I said it because I just realized I can't say good evening. I can't say good evening because some people are watching on the other side of the world. So I just switched it to, okay, whatever area of the world you're in, I'll greet you there. And then, you know who ripped Momo apart? A lot of dudes. I know Ramadan is not Lent, but if you don't want to do something during it, maybe you shouldn't be doing it at all. Let's see. I know Ramadan is not Lent, but if you don't want to do something during it, maybe you shouldn't be doing it at all. Oh, I guess if Malik doesn't want to be exposing people during Ramadan, maybe he shouldn't be exposing people at all. If he doesn't want to be doxing people during Ramadan, maybe he shouldn't be doxing people at all. Yeah, that's good. Muhammad's motto was 2 company, 30 not enough. Why is Thad mogging? I might be able to answer if I knew what mogging is. I can't keep up with the new terms, everyone.
They're saying I'm much prettier than you.
Oh. Weird how Thaddeus knew that. The real Islamic dilemma. Do you eat the goat now or do you have to wait for its iddah? Very rude, very rude. All right, guys, ready to jump into this? Got a lot of ground to cover to bring everyone up to date.
So this first set of clips are from a program on a channel that we haven't heard before here. The guy's name is Fuad. Malik is going to later refer to them as the Super Salafis.
Nice.
They start a program to condemn Jake for his recent activity. First his discussion with
his tier stuff. His tier stuff. What?
So his discussion with Daniel, where he was apparently too friendly with Daniel, then debating you, or I don't remember. No, I think they said the debate itself was fine. Not reacting strongly enough to the onesie, and then especially coming on your program a few days ago, and they call up Speaking Muslim because they view him as a spokesperson for Jake. I don't know if they actually have some affiliation or not. It seems like they probably do, that Speaking was doing work for Jake behind the scenes. And they come to regret that quite a bit, because Malik shows up and Speaking Muslim and Malik are arguing with each other for most of the program. So we have a little bit of taste of them condemning Jake at the start, and then we get Malik and Speaking going back and forth.
We have a bunch of people saying they're here from Giant DOC's stream. Apparently there's some YouTube issue going on right now, because a bunch of people are saying there's an issue with YouTube and the YouTube homepage and stuff. They're still able to comment here and so on. YouTube is, let's see, YouTube is bugging for real, I guess. So apparently there's some issue going on, which happens periodically. Let me just see. I guess people are still commenting, so. Okay, there's more people, way more people saying they're here from Giant DOC than are saying there's a YouTube problem. Yeah, oh yeah, people are saying YouTube is screwy right now. So apparently there's some YouTube issue. We'll just continue and hope that issue resolves. But I'm also wondering if it's, if sometimes it's a regional issue, like a certain area YouTube isn't working, in other areas everything's working fine and so on. So anyway, we'll see. Yeah, YouTube was down. How are people commenting if YouTube is down? Mine too. I'm in the UK. They're saying it's just the homepage. So if you're doing it on a homepage, okay. YouTube is bugging. Yeah, no homepage. Everyone's saying there's a problem with YouTube homepage. YouTube homepage not loading. Okay. All right. We're just going to, that's something we definitely don't have control over. So we're just going to go ahead with the stream, and hopefully that's just a quick temporary issue. It would suck if we go through all this and then YouTube just can't even save this or anything, because it's a sucky garbage system. I guess they don't make enough money to make their system work. All right. Ready to go, Thaddeus?
Yep.
Here we go, guys. I'm going to try to stop it less. The problem is people just keep saying stuff, and I reserve the right to stop anytime someone sets me up for a zoot joke. But let's see. Here we go.
By the way, everybody that's here, can you send this live to Speaking Muslim? I know everybody knows Speaking Muslim. Send the live to Speaking Muslim.
Hold up. Does Jake actually care about Allah and his messenger, or is he just a grifter? Fawad the original. Here we go.
So yeah, always, you know, when we do take these types of lives, there's always going to be like a section of people. Did you advise him privately? Did you advise him privately? Why didn't you take him by the hand and sit him in private, go to his house maybe, right? So just to, like, you know, put these people to sleep, right? Yes, we did advise him privately. Multiple brothers reached out to him.
Fat lot of good it did.
The topic is what?
You guys don't own Jake, and you can't control him. And given his tier activity, you always have to wonder at this point, are you just a fan of someone he gave an F to, and so you're trying to avenge them or something like that? Or should we take you more seriously? You got to let us know, man, because it's hard to tell. It's hard to tell.
The topic is people who start debating kuffar, right? They debate kuffar to make a platform about themselves, right? They make a platform which the center of it is just themselves. It's not Islam. It's not defending Allah. It's not defending the Messenger sallallahu alaihi wasallam. It's actually defending themselves. It's about themselves. So they use that to now debate the kuffar, make a name for themselves, and then they grift the Muslim community.
I have to say, the Muslim community is like wide open for grifting. If I were an atheist who also keep in mind they're atheists who believe in objective moral values and things like that. If I were an atheist and I did not believe I have any, which is basically what I thought when I was an atheist, I don't have to follow any rules, I would be bleeding the Ummah dry because you guys are just set up for it. It's all panic mode over the avalanche of apostasy, and we will cling to absolutely anyone who says, I'm going to save I'm going to save the future generations of Muslims from becoming apostates and so on. So you've got a desperate community who will cling to anyone. That's like a flashing light to a grifter saying, here you go. Here's everything you want. It's all over here. So that's on you guys. You need to do something about that.
They're talking about Jake, but they could be talking about anyone in the Islamic community, at least as far as like super popular guys go. I'm sure that there's some genuine people with smaller audiences, but all the popular guys seem to be almost exclusively about themselves and not really about Islam, let alone the community and helping out each other. It's like, I get mine, and if you also get something, well, I'm kind of jealous of that, and I don't want you to have it.
Yeah. And I'm trying to think of like who doesn't seem like that. Like Sajid Lippam doesn't seem like he's grifting. Seems like he's more concerned about Islam. Fareed doesn't seem like he's grifting. Seems like he's concerned about Islam. But those just aren't the guys who become the most popular. All of the guys who become the most popular seem like total narcissists and grifters. So, but that's Islam.
This brother here, Jake, right? This brother here that we're referring to, Jake, he ended up agreeing with Daniel Haqiqatu upon his shirky positions. Not only did he end up agreeing with him on his shirky position, he started saying to Daniel, I'm so proud of you. I'm so happy that you agree with the Wahhabi position.
No, there's something we need to say, right?
Yeah.
So firstly, there's a brother named Dean Responds, right? You guys know him, right? So that brother, he made a mistake on that live, and we brought him to our live, and we explained to him the correct position. He agreed with us, and we left it.
So this first issue is the 8-hour live stream between where Jake started with his new tier list, right? With everything F, and then Daniel called in, and then Dean called in. Apparently they didn't like something Dean said. They approached him, and Dean was like, hey, whatever you guys say, I believe you. But Jake was like, no, you guys are wrong. And so I got to call out Jake.
I accidentally fast forwarded, so I'll just go back to, I went back to the shirky thing. All right, here we go.
This brother here, Jake, right? This brother here that we're referring to, Jake, he ended up agreeing with Daniel Haqiqatu upon his shirky positions.
Smart.
Not only did he end up agreeing...
Pretty much all of Islam is just a bunch of shirk. But Islam is weird. It's like, let's commit maximum shirk, but just say that it's not shirk when we're doing it. Okay, well, if you can just say that shirk isn't shirk when you do it, then I don't even know how you condemn other people for their shirky positions. All of Islam is shirky.
Agreeing with him on his shirky position. He started saying to Daniel, I'm so proud of you. I'm so happy that you agree with the Wahhabi position.
There's something we need to say, right?
Yeah.
So firstly, there's a brother named Dean Responds, right? You guys know him, right? So that brother, he made a mistake on that live, and we brought him to our live, and we explained to him the correct position. He agreed with us, and we left it.
Oh, did you explain to him that if Muhammad Hijab manipulates a woman and lies to her and dupes her into marrying him and then basically turns her into a prostitute, that Dean Responds shouldn't be saying, I don't care. Well, I don't care about that. If a girl falls for it, that's on her. What do I care? Did you guys explain that? Of course not. You don't care either.
No.
Major sin.
And what's the ruling on somebody speaking about topics he doesn't know in Islam?
It's a major sin, of course.
Yeah, even if he gets it right.
Exactly. Yes.
The ulama said, even if you end up at a right conclusion, the fact that you spoke about it without actually having knowledge is a major sin itself.
What a religion.
Hey, I have to say, if speaking without really having any clue what you're talking about is a major sin, Muhammad was the biggest sinner ever, guys, because that dude had no clue what he was talking about. What do you think about David Wood? That's a good question.
Yeah, so they bring you up. So they have not
As
yet
they
started talking about
should.
speaking.
Okay.
It's going to be a common theme throughout this. People are just constantly bringing you up, and you're as the title of the stream is, you're dividing the Ummah because they all don't know what to do with you.
Now, come on. They say that somehow? Do they say that at some point? Because you messaged me and I said, "Hey, what should I do with like the title?" Because I haven't seen the content. Thaddeus watch all the content. He prepares the clips, cuts out all the dumb pointless stuff, gets to the real points, sends it to me. I watch it and react to it live. So are they saying something about me? So he said something about they said something about you ripping the Ummah apart or something.
Not directly.
There's more implying it or something?
Yeah, the theme comes up over and over again, right? Some people think we should deal with David this way. Other people are doing this, and they're just fighting over how to deal with it.
Guys.
And then Malik, later in his the last set of clips we go through, Malik is going to basically imply that the whole Dawa community has no idea what to do with you.
That's true.
Except him, of course. Except him.
Yeah. Well, he's wrong about that. If he just gets rid of that last part, he's right on the money. Guys, you'll never be able to deal with me. That's just that simple. And as soon as you learn that, you can move forward in helping me destroy Islam.
So before we go on, right, I want to ask everybody, there's 350 people here, right? What do you guys think of David Wood? Does everybody here know David Wood?
Of course they know David Wood. Come on.
He's a kalb, right? He's a disgusting kafir.
Whoa, he just called me a dog.
Khabith. Okay, so what would you say about a person who debates him, right, on a neutral platform, but debates him, whatever, right? He refutes his aqwal, sure, no problem. Then after he debates him, he goes on live and he speaks to him normally as a human being, like a normal human being. What would you say about that person?
Say, hey, he's smarter than all the idiots who would have insulted me and then caused me to rip up a Quran right in their faces on live. Right?
Are you allowed to be, buddy with blasphemers?
Of course.
La, this is lack of ghaira.
You guys will never end my friendships with all the Dawa guys. These guys love me. They can't help it.
For Allah and His Messenger.
That's hypocrisy.
That's hypocrisy. Exactly, that's hypocrisy. So then afterwards, guess what happens? You have David Wood, he wore a onesie with the Quran on it.
That's true. I did
The
that.
Quran was written. He already had it pre-made.
Fair point.
He went to that debate. David Wood, the mushrik, went to that debate with a onesie already pre-made with the Quran on it.
Yeah. And why did that happen, guys? I don't know. Because they almost always leave out what leads to something, and then they just act like I just do stuff, which sometimes I do, just do stuff. But that was, if you show up here, we're going to kill you. That's what was told to me for an entire month. If you show up here, you're dead. So I show up in an Islamic dilemma onesie. Better be careful. Better be a good shot, because you're either going to shoot the Quran or you're going to get blood all over it. So which do you want to do? Body armor. Don't leave that out. Don't just say he wore a Quran onesie. Oh my goodness! I'm not saying a lot. I'm just saying, say the reason. If people don't agree with the reason, then okay. But at least they would understand there's a reason. There's a reason, right? But they won't. Oh, this blasphemer, he showed up with a onesie. Yeah, you guys were threatening to kill me. Why don't you talk about that? Why do you never condemn the behavior that leads to the consequences, but you just whine like babies about the consequences? Weird religion.
Well, they're gonna misrepresent Jake in the speaking Muslim as well. I don't remember for sure if it's in the clip, so I'll go ahead and say it now. But they're gonna say that you were already hanging out with them, chilling in the onesie, and they decided to start up a live stream so everyone else could see it, which is not remotely what happened. Right? They started a stream, and you happened to walk by, and then you walked by
and
a second time.
I was not in a onesie. I wasn't in a onesie. And I wasn't going to put. I brought the onesie, thinking, hey, I might wear this to the debate. I might wear it in the audience afterwards. I wasn't sure what exactly I was going to do with it. I had some ideas of things I could do with it, but ended up getting there, and it just like checking the time and stuff, and it's I'm debating in 4 or 5 minutes. I do not have time to do any onesie stuff, so that just made it not an option there because I was still trying to figure out whether to wear it to my debate, and if I'd gone down there for that debate and James or someone had said, okay, this is going to cause a problem or something like that, I would have changed real quick. So, but I wasn't sure what I was going to do there. And then I was like, oh, should I put it on afterwards and stuff? But anyway, I ended up hanging out with Muslims and having discussions with them. So I'm like, okay, I'm not going to do this. And then all of a sudden, Malik's on there running his mouth. It's like, all right, I'm going to go put this Quran onesie on. But I'm guessing that won't be part of this either.
No, it won't.
Imagine that. La'natullah alayh. Then he brought that onesie out. He wore it in front of Jake. And Jake said absolutely nothing.
So here's what they should have
Did
done.
that remind
Here's what Jake and Speaking Muslim should have said to me, should have done. Okay.
Should have done.
me? So somebody in the comments said, what's the correct response? I'm going to quote you what the Prophet ﷺ's companion did. Abu Bakr radiallahu anh, he said, Umsus badra lat, which means suck the clit of a lat.
Ooh.
This is the correct response. You at least say something back to blaspheme them back.
You think saying go suck the clitoris of Alat, that was one of the goddesses of the polytheists there. You think saying go perform oral sex on your goddess Alat would really bother me? Would that be like, oh, no, I definitely need to go change out of this Quran onesie. They insulted the great goddess Alat. It is cool that they actually know that passage and are quoting it, because everyone, all the Muslims now, no, we would never say mean things about someone's religious beliefs and so on. What Muhammad's companion, Abu Bakr, said in the presence of Muhammad to a polytheist. This is Muhammad's closest companion, his father-in-law, because Muhammad married his daughter Aisha. This is the same guy who was so respected, he became the first of the rightly guided caliphs after Muhammad died. And this guy, how does he talk to people when he disagrees with their religious beliefs? Go perform oral sex on your goddess. So, just to be clear, following that example, everyone, would it be just totally, if we just take their standards and we say, okay, if that's your standard, we'll go ahead and communicate based on your standards. That'd be like saying, hey, why don't you, if you like Allah so much, why don't you go give him a BJ? Why don't you go bang Muhammad like the men of Al-Zut did? Do you see what I'm saying, guys? All the stuff, all the stuff we say that they whine, oh, we would never say that. Where you get your religion from? That's a rule you guys make up now to pretend you don't respond like that, because you're in an environment where, unlike Abu Bakr, you can't just chop a guy's head off, right? Abu Bakr is in a position, this guy's surrounded by Muslims, so Abu Bakr can say whatever he wants. Anyway.
Yeah, so notice, right? Jake, what is wrong with Jake? He was polite and friendly. He should have been rude and mean and insulted your God. That's what they're condemning him for. They are literally condemning him for being nice.
Because they've
and it's funny because the fact that they were nice is the only reason a Quran didn't get ripped up right there in the hotel lobby. And that's what's amazing. They're like Malik in that your behavior is supposed to deliberately make me completely just shred your book and mock your prophet. And it's like, how do you not have the basic level of hikmah? Where's the hikmah? Zero hikmah, guys.
already done the cardinal sin. They've already done blasphemy. So
that's the other mistake. They've done blasphemy, therefore we can do anything. You understand we can do more blasphemy and different kinds and get more people involved, right? That's the same mistake Malik made. It's like, well, what are they going to do if I dox everybody and do all this? They already rip the Quran sometimes, so there's obviously nothing else they can do, right? Quran demolition ranch. Anyway.
saying chill out David Wood, that's not good enough. That is not good enough. And then continuing on your live just to speak to him like a normal human being, as if he's not a subhuman animal, TikTok shop, That's just crazy. So then the last straw. What was the last straw? Yesterday he went on David Wood's podcast
Good.
in front of
Good
1,200
podcast.
people, and he started debating the Dhimmi dilemma again. And the way he was speaking to David Wood is after like when me and Dior, like you guys see me on live with Dior, right? I have a dispute with him. Like I don't agree with him on something. We're going back and forth, right? We're discussing. He's making jokes. I'm making jokes, right?
Sorry, Fuad, sorry. I'm so sorry.
Yeah.
Before this, did he not claim that this will be the last round of me doing debates with blasphemers, and I'm gonna stop after this, and I'm not gonna go back to it, and this is the end of it, right?
Yeah,
He's
exactly.
a kadab. He's a liar.
exactly.
He's a kadab.
Okay,
And he's
okay.
a
How long did it take him to go back on his word? Was it like a week?
Not even a week, bro. 10 days maybe. Actually, yeah, more than a week. About 10 days. Yeah.
Yeah. So within 10 days, the guy has gone back on his word, and he was on their panel, on their platform, talking to them like they were best friends.
Yeah. So like
there's
that's
no
what I'm saying.
adawa between them. There's no enmity between
Yeah,
them.
there's no enmity. Yeah, there's no enmity between me and the blasphemer.
Why would there be any enmity? What did I do?
This is quite a religion. They are literally created this whole live stream to condemn Jake for being nice and trying to win Christians to his side.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and here's the thing. So Jake came on. Guess what? Everyone, especially Muslims who are like, these guys are right. Go look at the comments on that live stream. Most of them are praising Jake. And you say, oh, well, they don't care. No, if you're trying, keep in mind, there are people who love me. There are people who can't stand me. There are Christians who think I'm right. There are Christians who think I'm wrong. Jake, by coming over and actually having, I think he was on there for like 5 or 6 hours, having various discussions, explaining Islamic theology, having a discussion with David S., having a discussion with me and so on. Even if you hate me, okay, you should be thinking about the people who are watching, and the people who are watching, their opinion of Jake went way up. Mm-hmm. In other words, they'll be more inclined to take him seriously. Not, we're going to convert to Islam or something, but like, this is a guy who can at least have a civil discussion, right? They'll be more inclined to listen to him in the future. Now, why would you guys have such a big problem with that? It's just weird to me. Low hikmah dawah clowns. The Christians agree.
And if you read the comments, you have Christians saying, I got a feeling Jake is going to become Christian soon. One guy
you had that stuff. Oh, yeah, that's funny. So they're complaining about the comments. That's funny. I brought up the comments. They're bringing up the comments here.
Mm-hmm.
Like, oh my God, this is so refreshing to see Muslims being so nice and friendly.
Yeah.
Even the Christians agree, bro. That's crazy.
Oh
man.
my God. Oh my.
The first guy says, all things considered over the last few months, Jake deserves a lot of respect for being willing to come up for a casual and friendly conversation for an extended period of time. Let's all remember that this is what religious disagreements are supposed to look like. Who liked this comment?
David Wood.
Much respect to Jake for having this chat and for calling out Malik's blackmail attempt live. I'll be praying for you to come to the truth.
Wait. Hold on a second. Wait a minute. So Malik was blackmailing who? David Wood?
It's actually,
Is that what happened? Okay.
Yeah.
Wait, what? What's he
They're
talking about? Blackmailing?
That was actually my comment that they read there, but they read a couple more as well, and they're using all this as evidence against Jake. Like, the Christians are saying he did a good job. He must have done terrible. Anyway, so I was referring to when Jake is like, sorry if I seem distracted. Malik is trying to get me off here, saying he's going to reveal all my information if I don't get off the stream right now.
Oh, blackmailing Jake. Okay.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. But they interpret it as Malik blackmailing you, which
no, that wouldn't go well.
Malik can do that.
That wouldn't go well. Malik tried to blackmail Jake into instantly backing out, and guess what? Hats off to Jake. all the Christians were watching that too. Watching, hey, this guy's threatening to expose and destroy him and stuff, and this guy just keeps going. Guess what? People respect that. People respect that. Weird. Low hikmah, man. Low hikmah. Dawa clowns. Speaking Muslim arise. Beast. Wait, you mean arrives in this conversation or arrives at the hotel? In this conversation.
In this conversation.
All right.
Look, Akhi, I have a specific issue, right? So you know the David Wood debate, right? When you guys flew out to Houston and you had a debate with him, you guys went live afterwards, yes? You went live with David Wood, yes?
So I'll explain that if that's okay.
Yeah,
Just
go
kind
ahead.
of give it context from my view.
Yeah.
So we were there in the lobby, right? And David popped up, and originally you can even actually look at the live. I covered my camera. I said you can't be on my live, and Jake goes, "No, let him on," or whatever.
Yeah, I
And
agree.
So I
So
moved, I moved my hand, and I didn't know what was coming.
wait.
To be fair
Before that,
with you.
Akhi, before
But
that,
I shouldn't have moved my hand. I should have ended my
yeah,
live.
Akhi, before that. So when Jake said no, let him on, do you think that's okay to say?
No, I didn't, to be honest with you. But at the time, like, to be fair with you, I was kind of like in a predicament. Yeah, no, in the instant, I'm gonna be honest, I was kind of in a predicament, and I didn't really know how to deal with it in the instant, because I could have either opposed him like in real time, right? Or I could have just went with the flow and kind of went to see what happens. And yeah, frankly, it was just bad judgment on my part.
I have to say, though, and this is what I'm talking about with this Dawa dilemma. It's like, if you do this, it doesn't work out for you. If you do that, it doesn't work out for you. Just imagine David Wood shows up. You're like, shut this down. Is that a good look, according to you guys? You look like a bunch of cowards. You'd look like a bunch of cowards who are terrified. Oh my goodness, David is here. Shut everything down. Shut it down. That clip would have been used everywhere. Look at this. Look how they back down like cowards the moment a real man shows up. It's weird. It's like there's no way to please all these guys because there's nothing that actually works out for them. And so whatever they do, like half the Muslims condemn it because it doesn't work out. But guess what? If they'd done the exact opposite, that wouldn't have worked out either. And the other Muslims would be condemning that. So there's just no winning for you guys.
He's also lying. Jake didn't say let him on or anything. Like, he may have
No, he did. He said something like that.
Okay.
No,
it wasn't actually on the audio.
Yeah. So if I recall correctly, I could be wrong. Speaking Muslim was blocking the camera, and then Jake was like, no, let him on.
Okay.
Yeah, and you look like, you would have looked like a coward if you just shut it down or something like that. You guys, we kept talking, but like, what? I mean, until, and what was happening there? What happened as soon as I started talking? They started saying, how can we end all this Quran desecration? What can be done? And so I have no idea why you would not want to pursue that. You've got Big Bad D Wood here. You've got Big Bad D Wood right there. Like what do you guys want? Is it just like I have to die? Like if I'm doing something and you want me to not do that, like shouldn't it be like, hey, let's talk. Why don't we talk about this? So maybe we can give you a compelling reason to stop this stuff. That's what they were trying to do. Hey, what do we need to do? What needs to happen to end this stuff? And these guys are saying, shame on you guys for trying to stop all this stuff that we whine about constantly. Okay, so you don't want it to stop? Okay, I can say I have your stamp of approval for everything I do, and that there's no trying to convince me to stop. Okay, we heard it here, folks. David, the takeaway from Fawad and Speaking Muslim is, under no circumstances should you ever try to stop David Wood from eating our book. Don't do it. Let him continue.
Yeah.
You could have ended the live after when this guy said, I'm gonna go get my onesie. Then by the way, the onesie was pre-made. He had this made.
I think I said I'm going to go grab a Quran. Now, I would understand.
You didn't say anything about a onesie, nor would they have known what that meant, even if you did.
Yeah. I said I'm going to get a Quran. Now, if they had ended it there, that would, because for all they knew, I was going to come back down and just start ripping up a Quran. So maybe, but they were trying to talk to Malik there.
And with him, it was in his intention to wear at some point of the trip. He already had that in his mind.
Guess what? If Malik hadn't jumped on, that onesie would have never appeared. Wouldn't have appeared. Because all the things I was thinking about wearing it for completely changed. And then And then I was talking to a couple Muslims who were actually super cool. I'm not talking about Jake and Speaking Muslim. By the way, they were behaving totally fine. But there were other Muslims there who were actually like really cool. We were having cool discussions and so on. Guess what? If I'm having a perfectly nice discussion with a Muslim, I'm not trying to like desecrate your book or anything else like that. It's like I still can't get my mind around it. It's like, here are all the things we do to cause this behavior. We really hate that behavior. Therefore, we will only do the things that cause this behavior. Are you insane?
Mm-hmm.
Are you stupid?
Mm-hmm.
This weird stuff, man.
David Wood brought it with him.
I did.
So this happened, right? You could have ended the live then, but you didn't, right? No problem.
Shame on
Then
you.
afterwards, Malik says to him, I dare you to do something to the Quran, right?
Yeah, I
This
don't
guy
know
said,
why
I'm
he
gonna do
said
something to
that,
the
bro.
Quran.
I don't know why he would say that.
No, listen. The thing is, look, Malik
No,
right now, right?
I'm asking
Wait,
you,
hold
like,
on.
realistically,
Just wait till I get the big screen.
Malik
Speaker.
shared.
Hold on.
Oh, someone talking about Malik. Malik's all of a sudden, hey, yo. You know I'm here, right, chat? Hey, chat, guess where I am? Yeah, I'm here.
Once these guys see what you did speaking, you're done. Trust me.
That was a threat to speaking. Speaking Muslim preemption. So this is
So
him
he's going to
preempting
preempt
that little threat from
Malik's threat.
Yeah, so Malik was like, hey, I'll snitch on you right now. Once I snitch on you right now, people are going to be mad. And so in order to preempt that, he's like, well, I'll snitch on you can't snitch on me. I'll snitch on myself.
Kind of, yeah.
Hey, Fawad, can I get 30 seconds without him?
Yeah, okay, so Malik, I'll give him 30 seconds now, and then you can show all your evidence. Go ahead.
Yeah, cool, no problem. So he's had these text messages for over a month. Over a year ago, I started trying to infiltrate Christian lives and Christian groups by sending out messages and sending out like false signals. I actually confirmed with Sheikh Dr. Shakir regarding my behavior yesterday, and B-Buddy's actually even asked him the question. And yeah, so we tried to infiltrate Christian groups in order to find out who Destroyer of Sunni is, to find out about their arguments, and I told tall tale lies to them in order to try to infiltrate their group.
No, you didn't. No, you didn't. No, you didn't. Stop
had
lying.
these messages.
Stop
and
lying.
Guess what? Hey, I'm gonna show
Wallahi,
you
he's
something.
lying.
Watch this.
Awesome. Stop lying. Stop lying. I can't
they-
stop.
they fight for a
But I
little bit.
can't stop lying. I'm a Dawa guy. You're asking me
Yeah,
not
so
to be a
they-
Dawa guy.
They argue over each other for a little bit, and then the panel. Remember, the panel actually wants to discuss Jake, right? But they're like, fine, since you both came up, Speaking can present his evidence, then Malik can present his evidence, and then when we're done, we're moving on because we want to talk about Jake. Well, they end up talking about those two for like over an hour instead. But first, Speaking Muslim gets to present his evidence.
Beast. Here we go.
Click it and then unclick it when you're doing the green screen. It happens sometimes.
Okay, there we go. All right, so
All
you
right,
can read it.
boom,
Go ahead.
right there from Chicken Nugget herself. Femto made me swear on Allah not to speak on your operation publicly that you had going on trying to narrow down moles for a year now. That's why I stood quiet on Malik's panel. You allowed AkiX to disrespect me like that because
What
he
the hell is
assumed-
this?
Yeah, that's Chicken Nugget admitting she knew about this, sitting
All
on
right.
your panel, staying quiet.
All right,
while
thank
you sat
you.
there and
All right,
tafsired
Fawad.
me.
Chicken nugget.
So this whole dispute is whether Speaking Muslim legitimately had a dream about, or sorry, I'll say it's not a dream, but a waking vision about Jesus, or he made it up. So Speaking Muslim says he made it up. Malik says it was real. And that is what the whole dispute is over. So his evidence was, see, look, I told this other person about it, basically.
So the idea here is Speaking Muslim is talking to Christians, sending messages to Christians. Guys, I had a vision of Jesus. What? And he said, I'm God. What should I do with all this? I'm scared. I'm scared of what might happen to me in the Muslim community. And sort of trying to get Christians on his side so that he can dig for information and so on, to gain their trust and so on, and gain their support. And so Malik is aware of these messages, and he's saying, hey, look at you. You're saying you had a vision of Jesus and stuff like that. He's saying, no, I was just trying to infiltrate and scam them and so on. I have to say, just based on what I know about these guys, my first encounter that I ever recall with Speaking Muslim was him trying to fish for information to help Jake in the debate, right? He's acting like, hey, I'm really wondering about this Islamic dilemma. How could you answer this? And it turns out he was trying to gather intel for Jake on how I would respond to things, which, as I said in a live stream, Jake, if you want to know what I'm going to say, just ask me. Just say, hey, what do you think about this? And I would tell you. You don't. They think we're like them, that we're always like lying and stuff like that, and therefore you have to, anyway.
So here we go. This is Speaking Muslim talking to Chris Claus. Right now, this is what happened. Long story short, this is Speaking Muslim messaging me, and he called me. I said, "Give me 20 minutes." He said, "You're good. I need to tell you something, but it's gonna make me look stupid, so I need to tell you first. I'm gonna send you all the screenshots." So he sent me all of these screenshots of him and Chris Claus. Okay, I didn't know what he was talking about. Okay, this is K, the Egyptian, the Coptic guy. If you guys know who he is, he told K, if I ever became Christian, I will get DOX, that my family would be in grave and imminent danger because there are so many extreme on the app. Okay, so he's calling all the Muslims on the app extreme to Coptic, the blasphemer, right? Under the banner of so-called, I'm infiltrating them. Nobody asked him to infiltrate, by the way. This is him doing an infiltration on his own, getting us nothing, just giving information, okay? Then he went to...
Yeah, so he kept cutting out. I didn't cut it there. His camera cut out. He kept cutting in and out. So I would just put up that little message there.
We're getting off topic, bro.
Yeah, it seems like we are, bro. If it's not relevant, I need to go back to the other thing because that was more important.
Okay, bro. I think we might need to put the pin in the Speaking Muslim stuff.
Wait, bro. How is this not important when you have Speaking Muslim up on your panel and you claim to want to have
Bro,
certain
drop this
people up on your
facet.
panel,
Drop this
right?
facet that-
Let's take a couple super chats real quick because I wanted to get that. I haven't read it, but I saw that Chris Claus, he was the one. He's one of the people that sneaking Muslim. That's a funny one. Sneaking Muslim was trying to either dupe if Malik is right or no, dupe if sneaking Muslim is right, but was being honest with if Malik is right. But let's see what maybe Chris has something on this issue. Let's see. What's the pros and cons of proof texting Isaiah 48:16 for the Trinity? Well, not gonna go into detail on this right now because we're trying to get through a bunch of clips right now. But basically, in context, it's Yahweh speaking, and Yahweh says that he's being sent by Yahweh along with the spirit of Yahweh. So Yahweh sends Yahweh along with the spirit of Yahweh. That really looks like something's going on there. The only real response is just, it doesn't tell you that it's changing speakers. And it's actually like Isaiah or someone speaking there, because in context, it's Yahweh speaking throughout that passage. And so if he's the speaker, it's him saying that it's Yahweh saying that he's going to be sent by Yahweh and with the spirit of Yahweh. And so the alternative is no, it actually switches who the speaker is, but it doesn't tell you. And so as far as the text is concerned, it's pretty solid. Hello, short super chat today. Giant DOC got all my jizya money for today. That's cool. That's cool, Ida. Why Muslims quote our corrupt book saying don't judge. Yeah, I know. It's funny. Because they only quote our book when it's convenient. Give YouTube a break. They're just a small indie co. Yeah. Stop making fun of YouTube for take him by the hand, make him understand. It's called the David Wood dilemma. They just don't know what to do with you. That's true. They can't figure it out. I still think you should have worn a 3-piece Quran suit. There's lots of future debates, man. Lots of future debates, J Pendragon. Watch out, D Wood. You know what they do to animals. Lol, zoot, zoot. Yeah. Okay, here we have Chris Claus, One Way Apologetics. He says, Speaking thought he was playing me, and I played him. I only put out one message, and he sent everything to Malik, and Malik put it all out. So didn't take a lot to uncover this plot.
Mm-hmm. Oh, there's going to be more to it, though. I'll leave it for when we actually play the clips. But they're going to dispute about stuff that we wouldn't have known, and Chris wouldn't have known either, because it was stuff they're telling each other.
Based. And here we have, imagine infiltrating a group only to get flamed. Yeah, I know. Imagine, I've got my awesome plot. And here's what, guys, you notice this, Malik? Here's what I'm going to do. And I got my plot. And Jake, here, I've got my plot. And sneaking Muslim, here's what I'm doing. And they're all just like going down in flames. Oh, boy. What a religion. Jake the Snake, here we go.
And this guy, Jake, snaked us out, snaked all of us out, right? And he said, I'm not scared of you. I have something. Actually, Fuad, it's the opposite. Jake told me and Henny on the phone, and I'll take Mubahala, that he has stuff on you, Fuad. And that if you go against him, he's going to bring stuff from Clubhouse days against you.
Ooh, yeah, so he can do that all he wants. It doesn't matter.
But what I'm saying is I don't have any blackmail against Jake. Listen.
First off, this is a message I received from Malik where he's telling me to get on Henny and for messing with Aki X, telling me to press Henny. I never pressed Henny, by the way. He said for effing with your op who doxed me, apparently. That's what he says. So I don't know about all that. But let's just say this. This guy Malik can't really be trusted. He actually attacks everybody in his circle.
True.
He asked me to help him multiple times, which I have helped him multiple times. Mm-hmm. He's had these messages for well over a month. He got me and Jake on a call together. I can actually bring Jake on where they questioned me about these messages. I told them my intention. My cousin Femto Mechanic can come and tell you about it. Chicken Nugget can tell you about it. I actually leaked these same messages to several other people in order to have insurance, so that way I knew this would come up. I just never assumed that Malik was going to leak it, because Chris Claus actually himself said, I'm going to go ahead and release these to the Ummah, right? And when he only released the one, I was actually surprised.
Yeah,
it's just hilarious. It never crossed my mind that Malik would leak this. What? What?
Yeah,
it's literally in his name, Malik. Guy's leaking his name. It's like if his name was Masnitch. And you're like, oh, it never occurred to me that Masnitch would snitch on me. Come on, dude.
Yeah, so he says this unrelated message of basically Malik asking him for help attacking someone else. Aki X, right, another Muslim, asking him for help attacking him.
Help me attack this guy. Will you help me attack this guy? All right, I'll help you. Now we got to help attack this guy. And then we'll attack each other. Yeah, welcome to Dawa.
And then he shows it. You can't trust this guy. But he trusted him, right? Because Malik sent that message to him, and then he worked with Malik. So obviously he trusted Malik despite that message. So it's just like a big backstabbing game in the Dawa community. I saw in the previous clip the accusation that Jake is threatening to blackmail them. Malik says, I'm not blackmailing Jake. Even though, well, I mean, I guess we don't technically have proof that he was, but I doubt Jake would have just made that up in the middle of your live stream for no reason about Malik sending him messages saying he was going to take him down and whatnot. So you got Malik threatening Jake, Jake threatening to expose Fuad and all of these other guys on this panel, expose Malik, whatever. And Malik exposing Aki X, and Speaking Muslim exposing Malik, and Malik exposing Speaking Muslim. I mean, what a community.
Yeah, gotta love this community, man. Makes me like, oh, you know. Yeah, they have the most obvious false prophet in history, but, oh, gotta admire this brotherhood.
Mm-hmm.
It's like, what? All right, let's go.
Whatever reason, a whole month later, after all the debates, for whatever reason, out of the blue, after Malik threatened to smash my head in over the phone, which he never showed up to SFO airport when I told him, show up, I'm at the airport. I just got here. Hold on, let me land. He literally that same day decided to drop these messages because he's too much of a punk to come up and fight me like a man.
No,
Sneaking Muslim is completely correct on that. Malik is a whiny little pathetic coward who would never show up to do anything. He kept saying he was going to show up to Houston to pop me and never did. Total coward. Mm-hmm. Total coward. We have a comment here. YouTube has the power of 30 minutes. It just came back on. I certainly hope it came back on for everyone. Apparently people in certain areas were it was down. It was down. All right. Hopefully that's resolved. We'll see.
You know, cousin.
Speaking doxes Muslim.
they don't have a problem with, attacking each other, but they're like, please don't cuss on our panel. We're kick anyone who cusses on our panel. And I did censor him cussing there, and he does apologize for it. And then they have to kick Malik for cussing, and then they kick some other guy for cussing. Right? But they really don't like cussing on their panel, guys. They don't like being nice, and they also don't like cussing. Those are the two things that they don't like on the Super Salafi panel.
Yeah. So they're perfectly functioning moral compasses. Banging, little girls, hello. Cursing, no.
So before you play this, on that last one, it wasn't obvious, but there's a little black bar at the top. Malik's phone number was on the screenshot, and now Malik is going to throw a hissy fit that screenshot. He's not throwing a hissy fit of his conversation being revealed. He's throwing a hissy fit that his phone number was on the screenshot.
Wait, the guy who doxes people left and right got upset that someone put his phone number on the screen.
Yep.
Weird. That's called a hypocrite.
Speaking Muslim doxed AchiX's whole profile. You see that 2 pages, his social security, everything of AchiX on there, and he did it to every Muslim on this app. He has the file of every Muslim on this app, and this is him sending it to my WhatsApp. This guy speaking, not only he doxes all the Christians, he doxes all the Muslims. Okay,
this guy's a lawyer. Sneaking Muslim is a lawyer, and he's doxing everybody.
Yeah, well, technically, I don't know if it's considered doxing if it's not released publicly, but he's collecting all the private information of the other Muslims on the app and giving it to Malik.
Who he knows.
Blackmail them, which is a more serious crime than doxing.
Yeah, so blackmailing by threatening to dox. Interesting. Huh. I wonder what the Bar Association of California would think of such behavior.
On top of it, he doxed all the Christians. This is 109 pages of Christians and AP.
Sneaking Muslim gave 109 pages of information to dox Christians with to a guy that he knows will use that to dox them with. So was Malik out there doing all this research and so on? No. Sounds like it was Sneaking Muslim.
That he's sending me their stuff, but then they're going to the Christians saying we condemn Malik for doxing, but you're the one sending all the information.
Yeah, notice that's what ticked him off, right? Yeah, sneaking Muslims coming. Hey, yeah, guys, just so you know, we're on your side. We don't like this stuff Malik is doing. We condemn that. Let's get along. And Malik's looking at this going, what? You're the one who gave me all that stuff. Interesting that all this plotting is coming out. Interesting.
You and Jake sent me all the information.
Whoa. He said you and Jake sent me all the information.
Yeah,
Jake,
so I don't know.
Jake. Yeah, Jake too. Jake walking up to God. Yeah, I don't approve of all this stuff. Malik says Jake is one of the guys sending him the stuff to use. Good to know.
It's just to be clear, we don't have any proof of Jake being involved, just the accusation of Malik.
Yes, sneaking was admitting it to some extent, right?
Yeah, sneaking admits it, and there's screenshots, right, showing that the information came from the Sneaking Muslim. Now, Sneaking and Jake work together closely, so he might just mean, that Jake was aware and approved of it. He might not have actually gathered any of the information. Although the earlier accusation was that Jake did gather information on Muslims, at least, to intimidate them or keep them quiet or whatever, which is not surprising. We knew that they all do that already. But nonetheless, possibility of Jake being involved. Speaking Muslim, however, 100% involved.
And guys, you got all these. Who you got? You got Naomi. Naomi. Now she's young. We're not gonna hold that against her. The point is, you got to respond to this stuff. But you do have Christians. You do have Christians who will, David, why are you doing this? Why are you doing this? You guys see what they're doing? They're compiling information to dox Christians and Muslims as a way of blackmailing and threatening them into going along with whatever they say. You just want to let that go? You just want to let them do that? I don't. When they come up with that as a plan, I say you crush them. You absolutely crush them and make them regret that they ever thought of that. As an example to future generations who might come up with the same brilliant idea. You have to crush that stuff. We can't just have everyone being doxxed and so on. And with the Muslims too. It can't be every time a Muslim asks a question or something like this, or questions something, or says, I don't really see any evidence. Oh yeah, well, we'll dox your family. No, we don't want that happening to Muslims either. These guys are obsessed with controlling the world, and they're pathetic losers who have no business controlling anything, and they're getting what they deserve right now in all of this.
So this next segment is probably why Speaking Muslim has deleted his social media accounts.
Uh-oh, here we go.
Look, all the info I provided was
This is
literally
sneaking.
public info at this guy's request. Public info, nothing private, all publicly available information. And then he sits there and takes all the credit for supposedly going after David Wood. So Malik, was I doing little shit for you? Because you told everybody, oh, I just had them doing little things for me. So what is it, Malik? Are you lying? Am I doing all the heavy lifting, or am I doing none of the heavy lifting? Because you just sound like a freaking liar right now.
Just to say this, yeah.
Which one is?
Guys, everyone, that's a lawyer admitting he was doing the heavy lifting for Malik when Malik was doxing us. That's a lawyer admitting he was providing the ammunition for Malik to dox and threaten and blackmail both Christians and Muslims. This is an actual lawyer with a law firm, because I know his law firm, and it's named after him. So he's a criminal defense attorney in California. I know his name. I'm not even like these guys. I'm not interested in that. I just want you guys to know that how dumb these guys are. But yeah, and he just confessed it in a live stream, and then afterwards apparently deletes all his stuff because he realized what an idiot he is for doing all that stuff, and then for basically confessing it on TikTok in a live stream. We have a question here. What's doxing mean? Doxing is when you share people's information about how to find them or how to where they live or something with the intent of this leading to harassment or threats or something like that. So, in other words, exactly what these guys are using it for. Exactly what Sneaking Muslim and Malik are using it for. That is the definition of what doxing is. They're both in California, and doxing is illegal in California. They're both breaking the law. Now, for Malik, that'd be a little slap on the wrist or something like that. Although he's done it so many times, that could add up to something more serious. And he's committed a bunch of other crimes along the way. With Sneaking, this guy's a lawyer. He's a lawyer and was using helping someone dox in order to blackmail them. He's a lawyer. He's in trouble, guys. He's in trouble. And he knows it, which is why I delete all his stuff, hoping people forget about him and not go to the bar association. Good luck with that, buddy.
Malik,
Wait.
tag David Wood and
If
A+
anyone,
and IP and all these guys? Am I the actual genius behind the scene, or are you the guy running the show, Malik? I'm not really sure anymore. Because now you're claiming I got all the files on everybody.
So basically, if anyone took video
things back.
What's that?
The panel kicked both of them, tries to get things back under control, but then it's like, okay, we got to bring them up so they can say their piece.
Come on, you're supposed to let them go, man. Supposed to let them go, guys. What's wrong with you? This amateur hour?
So basically, if anyone took video of that screen recording, inshallah, fear Allah, and do not send that to anyone because the brother doesn't want his number to be out there. Secondly, guys, this video, it started off as a,
Talking about Malik's number?
Yes, Malik's
guys,
number.
I have Malik's name, his number, his address. I ever shared any of that stuff? I know Sneaking Muslim's info. I know exactly who he is and so on. Could be saying, hey, I could be on here right now. Everyone contact the bar association right now. I don't want to. I regard it as a total punk boot. You do have to. This stuff does have to be addressed because if you're dealing with, evil people like this, then, you have to make this stuff known because they're out there to harm people. And so, yeah, don't worry. All this is being dealt with, guys. I just don't like the idea of just doxing everyone on screen because I think it's I've said it before. There's no other way to say it, guys. It's a bitch move. It's no other way to say it. You are a pathetic little bitch. That's the only word that does justice to it. If you're like, oh, you're not doing what I want, I'm gonna dox you and put here's where your family lives. Yeah. Shut up, man.
Yeah, so I didn't include it in the clips because it was just them yelling over each other. You could barely make it out. But Malik was yelling and screaming about how his number was put on the screen, and he makes all the people on the panel swear by Allah that they didn't notice that his number was on the screen and so forth. Actually, that could actually still be coming up when he comes back. I'm not sure one way or another whether I clipped that. But you haven't seen it, but he was quite upset that his number was put on the screen.
Bro, stop posting that shit, man. Stop posting that shit. Stop for Allah, bro. Or stop posting that. Why are you guys posting that?
Okay, guys, look. Fear Allah.
Wallahi, don't. Fear Allah, bro. Fear Allah, bro.
Fear Allah.
Mods mute everybody. Mods mute everybody, bro.
I'm gonna calm down now. All right, you know what, bro? Honestly, the way this guy operates, it doesn't even matter.
Yeah, so this was a waste of time. This was my mistake for bringing him up because I don't care about.
It's not a waste of time. We got lots of valuable intel out of this. Thank you for your powerful work. We thought it was. I mean, we knew that other people were helping Malik, but now we know who was helping Malik, and one of the guys is a lawyer in California. It's good to know, and he just confessed everything. That's called self-snitching. So you got Malik to snitch, and you have a lawyer who's actually a self-snitch. Hey, sneaking Muslim, you should seriously watch Bruce Rivers, the criminal lawyer. He's a way better criminal lawyer than you. Like, rule number 1, do not self-snitch. Don't self-snitch. Don't do that. Don't be telling people all the stuff that you've been doing, just handing people information against you. Don't do it. He apparently didn't learn that lesson in law school.
I tried to explain.
Look, astaghfirullah. Look, we don't care about this stuff.
Can I just have? I'm sorry. I know I talk a lot.
Yeah, actually, look, I need I can't, bro. This doesn't matter to me, bro. I was talking to you about something specific about blasphemy.
I don't know why, bro, and I don't know why this guy's been attacking me for 5 days. By the way, this is the 5th day he's pulled this crap.
Don't worry. Yeah, you're in a bit of a predicament, sneaking Muslim, but we do know that little coward Malik is going to back down. He's not going to. It's basically what we have now on video. That's what we have to deal with because we know that's been dealt with behind the scenes, and then he's going to shut his little mouth.
Yeah. So just to be clear, Malik was, whining to his audience about Jake, I'm sorry, not Jake, about Speaking's little vision or whatever for a couple days before this, right? That's why he said it's been going on for 5 days. I think he. Confirmed him a couple times privately and then put on his little show as well. We didn't see that clip because it wasn't necessary, but he was talking about it a couple days prior to this.
But I never said Jesus is God. I never said anything like that. What I said was I heard a voice in my head that said Jesus was God. But I actually, and I did actually hear this at one point, and I thought it was a jinn.
Wait, what?
And I actually went to pray.
What the heck? Then he admits that it's true?
Yeah.
So, hey, this guy hears a voice. Hey, I'm Jesus, and just so you know, I'm God. And he's like, oh, it's a jinn. But let me go tell the Christians, maybe I can use this voice in my head to gather intel from the Christians. But he just admitted that it's real. Oh, my goodness. This is wild stuff, man.
Hold up. For real? Right, which is what Malik was attacking for him, saying it was real. It wasn't just made up.
Let me back up a little. That was crazy, man. It was the jinn.
But I never said Jesus is God. I never said anything like that. What I said was I heard a voice in my head that said Jesus was God. But I actually, and I did actually hear this at one point, and I thought it was a jinn.
Yo,
and I actually went to pray.
You gonna drop me, bro, for real? Like,
and I told this to this guy.
You're letting this guy trash talk.
Come on. Seriously, Malik, let this guy finish. He's talking about his voice telling him that Jesus is God. And you're like, oh, well, you're going to kick me after you dox me. Oh, my goodness. Shut up for once, man. We want to hear this.
I
talk
told
shit.
this
I'm
Put
not.
my
to this
I'm
number
guy.
up.
not. I'm not. I'm not.
Put
I'm not.
irrelevant
told
shit
this
up,
to
bro.
this
And
guy,
y'all want me
and
to
I
say that
told
you guys
him-
are fair?
So they're both
I don't know
kicked
what this
again.
live has turned into, right? We addressed everything that we needed to address. Right?
Yeah, you did.
We
No,
addressed
it's
everything
not that. We
needed to
didn't
address.
address it, bro. I wasn't able to address it. The thing
You addressed everything you needed to address. You gave us everything we needed. We didn't have any of this. We didn't have any of this. Now we do. Thank you. Thank you.
is, look, my issue was what happened on that day, and I couldn't address it because it got derailed. We started talking about him falling to naqd. All I wanted was a clarification. If you say I'm a Christian or these things, right? Is it kufr for him to say that? Yes or no?
Yeah,
Yes
yeah,
or no?
of course. Of
It's
course. If
kufr.
somebody
Okay.
said-
So now I just
somebody
want him to
says-
repent publicly. I want him to repent publicly.
Wait.
They're talking about sneaking Muslim there.
Yes, yes.
Okay, so him pretending to be a Christian, they're saying that's what, kufr or something?
yeah, it's Cooper.
Okay, so but I think sneaking Muslim said he contacted a sheikh and asked the sheikh if he could do that, right? Or was that about something else? I think
He did, but it's not clear if he did that before he did this whole little thing, or he just did it in the last couple days to get confirmation that what he had done was okay. Not clear on the timeline, but he did say that a sheikh approved it.
Imagine that. Sneaking Muslim hears a voice in his head. I'm Jesus and I'm God. And he says, I will use this to destroy Christianity. And now his entire career is going down in flames. Huh.
I want to talk about blasphemy.
Wait, he's saying he never said I'm a Christian. So what I need to clarify is when he said I saw a dream, and it said
He said that happened.
said to me Jesus.
I mean, the
is
vision.
God.
I mean, or voice.
And he said I didn't know what this means. Right? He's basically saying that he doubts whether it was true or not. Right?
But I didn't know if it was a jinn. He said he thought it was a jinn.
No, when he said it to the Christian, he said I don't know what it means.
Oh, that's what you're talking about. Yeah. Allahu Akbar.
Okay, so for that he needs to repent.
Yeah, so this is a naqd, right? So this right here, what Luqman is saying is speaking Muslim committed a nullifier when he said that to a Christian. Whether you're infiltrating or not, that's a different issue. I don't give a damn, right? If you said that statement, which you did, you have to repent because this is a nullifier of Islam.
So they're going to make him repent. They're going to make him do a shahada. And, Agent Malik is like, no, don't let him finish the shahada.
Yeah. Malik, the ultimate shahada blocker. Malik, he's a doxer and a shahada blocker, everyone.
I'm just saying I publicly repented. I took my shahada after the Dr. Shakir Live like 4 weeks ago, and I'm happy to do it again. And let's
This guy's taking shahadas every week because of all the crap they do. Oh, what a religion, man.
the subject. But this guy is simply going to keep coming after me. He's already
How much are you gonna talk, bro? Like, how much are you gonna talk more than me on here? Like, how much do you need people to believe?
I'm not
what
even
you're saying?
talking.
It's weird. Like, sometimes I can't help but like Malik. It's so weird, man. Like completely evil scumbag and total loser who fails at everything except for exposing his fellow Dawa guys and causing massive Quran desecration. He absolutely sucks at everyone. Then he hates the fact that he can't accomplish anything, and so he just lashes out in every direction and so on. So like total pathetic loser. But sometimes you gotta like him. Like when he's wrecking Jake on the Islamic dilemma, or especially right now. It's kind of funny. Let's see.
You, bro. I'm talking to
How
Fawad
much
in the
you need to
back
convince the
and
audience right now?
Quran. I don't
No,
have
no.
to
I
convince
look.
them.
I just can I just
They
say
asked
something?
me to come up and publicly repent. I'm happy to do it.
Fawad, let me just tell you something real
Fawad,
quick,
did
bro.
you want me to
Let me
publicly
snitch more.
repent or not?
Let me snitch some more.
So notice what went on here today. I didn't get to speak much. My number got doxed. You let this guy talk nonsense when I'm bringing substance and facts to the table. He didn't bring anything to the
Substance.
table. Okay. With him and Jake, my name was mentioned in the video with Jake. Yet you guys say you're on Quran and Sunnah, and this is why, Liban, I have a problem with you, Fawad, and your little boys over here because.
And that's why you're all getting snitched on. I'm going to expose you all. I've got the list. I've got the list of everything about you provided by the guy who's sneaking Muslim right now that you're telling to take the shahada. And I'm going to. Come on, Malik. You can
Pretty
do
much.
it, man. Don't back down now, Malik. You're so close.
It's fake. You guys are claiming they're fake, but you guys are fake too. the way you
Okay.
operate. Now Jake debated 3 of them, and now he wants to go be Kiki and these people. We have, bro, this is an act of kufr. This is traitor. This is infiltrating the deen, okay? This is not about blasphemy. You guys don't even know the problem. The problem is not sitting with blasphemers. These are people who ally, chapter 5, verse 51. They ally with the Christians over the Muslim. This is an act that the Prophet...
Now, I mean, just think about what he's considering allying. So, guys, you have Surah 5, verse 51, which, depending on the translation, do not take the Jews and Christians as friends, or it will be translated as allies or protectors and so on. That's because the Arabic word kind of encompasses all of these things. And so I think it's the Haleli Khan, which will give all the translations and so on. But Malik is interpreting simply like going on a podcast with someone or not screaming at someone in a hotel lobby or something like that. That's allying. That's becoming an ally of the Christians. And I have to say, I mean, if you're applying it that broadly, what do you call trying to convince us to destroy more and more Qurans and thus being our ally in destroying your book, man? That would seem to be more serious than anything Jake's been doing.
Ally with the Christians over the Muslim. This is an act that the Prophet...
With due respect, you never listened to anything in the live. You didn't know what we talked about.
But you guys are watering it down.
No, we didn't, actually. If he was here for the live, we actually mentioned that exact issue, and we mentioned everything about it.
So in his last statement there, right, he starts beefing with them saying, you guys are not calling out Jake well enough. And they're like, you didn't watch anything, right? You were just told that your name was brought up and now you showed up. But they talked, I know there's only like 5 minutes of our clips, but they talked for like over an hour about Jake and how he was kufr and how he was allying with the enemies and all this stuff. And then Luke's like, you guys, you're not calling out Jake.
Guys, Jake was on, we had like a 7-hour live stream. He was on for probably around 5 of those hours because we were on for like probably a little over an hour before he jumped on. And then we were probably on like an hour after he took off and so on because we went through the super chats. But I mean, he was on with us for about 5 hours. How many Qurans got ripped up? None. How many Qurans were ripped up afterwards or something like that? None. Why? Because he wasn't acting like a total evil scumbag trying to control everyone around him. Mm-hmm. And that's bad to these guys. You must be nothing but hostile to the guys who will respond to our hostility by shredding our book. What? It's like an idiot festival, man.
Yep. And then Malik's like, it's all about me. You guys are hypocrites. And they're like, dude, you're telling us to do exactly what we just did. You just didn't watch the program and you're assuming.
Mm-hmm.
So, Akhi, this is, again, we're going to tell you the same thing.
I have the Quran. I'll give it to you.
Yeah, no problem. My thing is, look, you said, no, you're not, right? But when it came to Malik personally insulting you, you called him the worst names. So this is the problem. It seems like you and Jake... No, Akhi, let me just finish. It seems like you and Jake, you see yourself to be bigger than the deen. That's the problem.
That's true.
When it comes,
that's true.
No.
I definitely don't feel like that.
Akhi, just one second.
You do.
I'm not saying
like
you
that,
believe that. I'm saying the way you act, it seems like that. So when Jake, for example, when people personally insult him, he goes crazy. He goes on a rampage.
That's
1 week long, he posts about them. 2 weeks long, he posts about them.
Mm-hmm.
When somebody blasphemes in front of him, he says, "No, it's okay. You can come on my panel. You can come on my live." Right? The same thing you did here,
True.
right? Whether it's inadvertent or not, that's irrelevant. You said, no, you're not. But when it came to Malik insulting you, making takfir of you, you started cussing him out like he's your worst enemy. So this is problematic.
Can I tell you why I got like that?
No, Akhi, I'm
because,
not.
Bro,
you're missing the point, Akhi. You're missing the point.
There's a different reason why I turn up on him more than anybody. I don't turn up on nobody else but him. And there's a reason for it. And there's a very specific reason for it.
But that's beside the point. You're missing the point.
I know, bro, but I'm saying it's personal with me and him. This guy, I
Exactly. So
literally.
that's my point. So you're saying what's personal is greater than the deen.
Yeah, you're saying what's personal, right? And it's exactly. So a lot of what those guys were saying earlier on was complete idiotic nonsense. These guys are extremely low hikmah, thinking that, you know, you've got a guy in a Quran onesie holding a Quran in his hand. Why don't you start blasting him with insults? Because that'll really work out well. Completely stupid and moronic for all of that stuff. But what they're saying there about for Malik, I mean, for Malik, sneaking Muslim, Jake, attacking them seems to bother them way more than saying something about Islam or Muhammad or anything else, the Quran. It's like that's where they draw the line. Don't say anything about me. That's when I start flipping out. They seem right on the money there, but that's pretty obvious.
The rest of the guys on this panel, right, they have some, to us, very strange ideas that, like, having a friendly conversation is a bad thing and such. But they are 100% right. They had a very civil conversation, right, between all of them throughout. And then Speaking Muslim shows up, and he wants to make it all about he wants to make the whole thing about justifying his own actions. Then Malik shows up, and then those two are arguing back and forth. And despite multiple attempts to reel them in by the hosts of the show, they both wanted to make it all about them. And the panel's right about that, right? They are 100% right that to those guys and to most of the Dawa guys, frankly, it's about them. It's not really about Islam. And we're going to see Malik's reaction in the next clip because he starts a live of his own. And although this had been building since the debate, and, you know, as said, you know, been going back and forth between speaking before this, that panel is probably what made him say that I'm done, right? I am done. I'm getting out of this game. I'm going to do my final live stream. So that panel is probably the final straw of setting Malik off.
Based. All right, guys. So we're going to check out Malik's response to all this. So they wouldn't let him talk as much as he wanted to talk. So he ran off and did his own stream, and Thaddeus found the highlights for us. Let's catch up on the super chats real quick, and we'll jump into that next clip. Here we have My Fairy Tale Life pointing out people were even respectful in the chat when Jake was here. Right. Didn't come with a bunch of insults. It's like, here, let me explain what I actually believe and ask you some questions about what you believe. And everyone will be better informed about what we all believe and so on. No, you can't do that. You should just be screaming at them and demanding that they rip up the Quran like Malik does. Wow, what a religion. Suckers better not be blaspheming my boy Ezra. Yeah, that is good advice. Jake to Malik. David was shaking during the debate. He's so scared. 5 minutes later. Do you guys love my new onesie? David, were you shaking in the onesie? Yeah, we've got video of everything. Got video of me when I'm talking, and he says I was shaking. Got video of me in the onesie. Yeah, I was the one shaking, right? Not these guys. The Dawa bros are having a snitch off. I know. It's like they're in a competition to see who can snitch the most, and it's like they're all winning. They're doing a bang-up job. Situation reminds me of a man put a stick in spokes meme. Oh yeah. You stick a stick in your own spokes and then you fly off and wonder what went wrong. You should always assume Malik would leak. He introduces himself as, "Hi, I'm Malik." It's the only thing I trust about him. He's the leak. That's true. That is true. Always Sunny in Philadelphia type shenanigans. Yep, it is just like that. Traitoro was a traitor. Say it ain't so, Momo. Allah is the greatest of backstabbers. Momo Mafia. Yep, he's pretty good at that. Goats are for eating, not for, something else. Mr. Wood, it's a punk. Yeah, you got to say it right. I am Jesus and I am God. Isn't that everything they've been asking for? Yeah. And then and then he goes down in flames. Thoughts on Rupert Lowe's speech on Friday, D. Wood? I have not seen it. I'll check it out. Two more real quick. Inspired by Saint Murad, I've started translating Quran in the prose of Oriental Orthodox monophytism. With only consonants, you can have it say anything. Yeah, the stuff was added later, guys. Stuff was added later. And so it allowed people to kind of make the words what they wanted. Jake's ultimate hypothetical. Previous corruption verse. Jake's ultimate hypothetical. Previous corruption verse is trying to put Christians in the Richard Dawkins nothing could convince you position. Yeah, I told him what I think. So, yeah. So the question was, what if you had a hypothetical verse of the Quran that said, hey, the previous scriptures have been corrupted. What then, David? Would you still maintain the Islamic dilemma? And I said, no, that would defeat the Islamic dilemma if the Quran actually said the previous scriptures were corrupted. But you just have a different problem. You'd have a contradiction because you'd have all the verses that are affirming the inspiration, preservation, authority of the previous scriptures, and then a verse saying they've been corrupted. So it'd just be a contradiction. But I said what he could do is if he had something like this and he could go through, and I offered him multiple times, I said, you really want to do something, then let's just do a stream where we go kind of verse by verse with the Islamic dilemma, all the verses, and you give me a more plausible interpretation of these verses than what the verses sound like to us. That's what you do. No, there's another way to interpret it that actually makes sense. I look at some of these verses, I can't imagine anything else, any other interpretation making sense without just saying Allah is just a terrible, terrible communicator. And you can't say Allah is a terrible communicator because he brags about being a clear communicator and so on. That's the point. There's no way out of this. And hypotheticals and so on are just not going to help. Okay, Thaddeus, we ready to jump into this next clip? So this is Malik's reaction, right?
Yep.
To all this. All right. So Malik didn't get to say what he wanted to say, but he has his own live stream, and then he can say what he wants to say. Let's hear what the man has to say.
If tomorrow, if tomorrow I don't.
He put sneaking right on there, man. That's sneaking Muslim, the lawyer.
And this is the very start of the show, right? He
just starts off with his picture. Dang. Malik, cold as ice.
If tomorrow I don't end Jake and Speaking's career, you can call me all types of names.
Whoa.
Hey.
Did he end them?
Well, he did seem to end speaking, actually.
Okay, so maybe we won't call him all kinds of names.
Don't be mad. What happens tomorrow? I don't want to hear a single Muslim cry.
Yeah, I have to say, you guys brought this on yourself. You guys brought this on yourself by going against Malik, so don't complain to him.
What to happen? They gonna start crying once they get shown. He's in everybody's DM.
Who's this?
This is a screenshot someone took. I don't know if Malik took it himself or someone else took it and gave it to him, but of some random girl on TikTok and Speaking Muslim being in the chat.
I see Speaking Muslim all. Oh, there we go. Oh, that is Speaking Muslim.
Yeah, kind of like flirting with her.
Are you going to be a doctor? Awesome. Well, best of luck. I hope you win an Oscar one day. What'd she say? She wants to be an actress? Oh, listen.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know what she was saying. Okay. Malik doesn't say that, but there's going to be a second set where he says like, you're beautiful and stuff.
Oh, so he's probably married and he's chatting someone up here. Uh-oh. All right, guys, we got a little issue here. Hang on. Someone needs attention here. Someone needs attention. There we go. Issa's like, you can't have a discussion without me. I'm just going to invite myself into the discussion.
Hey, he enjoys his Dawa drama.
Huh?
You were talking about Dr. Malik, so I said, might be a good idea to drop in.
All right. So, yep. All right. Jumping back into this. And now we have some added commentary by Malik's biggest fan, Issa Kabeer. All right. Here we go, everyone.
Once they get shown, he's in everybody's DM. Everybody. He's done tomorrow. Season finale tomorrow. This crooked lawyer is going down tomorrow, man.
Crooked lawyer. Wow.
Westside Baby, I promise you I'm going to end Jake's career. Hey, Jake be calling these guys clown. I dare Jake to come call me a clown. I'll smack the... Bro, I'm going to end Jake's career. Jake knows tomorrow his career is over.
Thaddeus, I don't know what's coming, but did he end Jake's career, or is that something he's supposed to do but didn't get to because he's going to back down like a coward?
He didn't get to it. So this is immediately after that. Well, maybe not immediately, but the same day at least, right? I don't know how much time was in between, but same day as that live stream we were just watching. And he's saying, tomorrow, the last Club Pyru. So he does go live the next day, but then he's like, this is just a hangout stream. Pyru's tomorrow, which would have been yesterday at this point. And it just disappeared. It didn't actually happen. Now, he did reveal some stuff. I don't think that really Jake took much of any of the heat, but he did reveal a bunch of stuff while previewing it. But as far as the actual stream to take people down, no, it hasn't come.
Apparently, they smacked Malik back to his senses. You better not do this, buddy. And then he backed down. The old Malik.
Oh no, all bets are off now. Hey, I'm not playing by no rules with y'all no more.
Yeah, you
Forget that. Moms are not off limits no more. I'm going back to the old Malik. That's it. He's done.
The old
rules
Malik.
have been wiped. Now we're playing by my rules again. Now my rules are back. Chat, you gotta remember, these Salafi guys, they don't even know how to do this. These guys don't know how to do this. I promise you, it's gonna be havoc for the whole Muslim community, starting with Jake, Tina, Akiex, and Speaking. Those four, I promise you, tomorrow is like bad for them.
He said he promises, and then tomorrow came, and tomorrow and tomorrow and tomorrow, always tomorrow with this guy.
All four of them.
Yeah, but I don't know what Tina did. That is another Muslim on TikTok there. She hasn't really been a part of this at all. Aki X apparently had a beef with Malik, 6 months ago or something. So they're going down. And of course, Jake and Speaking is obvious.
Hang on. I like this comment. Michael Feldman says, this is because Malik was called a Jew. Lol. That's what set all of this in motion. Warner said Malik is a Jew. And he flipped out, and all of this resulted because he's an egomaniac. Just imagine someone being that sensitive about being called a Jew. Let's see how this works. Hey, Issa, you're a Jew.
Baruch Hashem. I don't know. That's all good with me.
That's how you respond. That's how you respond, Malik. That's it. That's all you do. What's the problem? It's not difficult, man. Quit being so stupid. Oh, here we go.
I ain't gonna lie. What Jake did yesterday, like, I ain't gonna lie, bro. How am I supposed to fight Christians with this going on? I ain't gonna lie, under the feet. I might have to spare your boy David right now, bro. This is way more important.
Oh no, Malik's gonna spare me. Oh no. I feel so relieved. Finally, I don't have to stay up all night and totally panicking that Malik is coming after me.
And notice you're being spared because Jake did the unthinkable of going on your show.
Thank you, Jake. Thank you for rescuing me from Malik. I was just trying to figure out what to do, and then Jake came to the rescue.
This is way more important. Y'all Christians always get away with it, man.
Yeah, we do. You guys are stupid.
Always get away.
Yeah.
Y'all are so close to getting taken down.
Yeah,
now I
so close.
I got a freaking detour.
We were this close. He was this close to destroying Christian apologetics and polemics. Instead, he just completely destroyed all dawah. Oops. Well, good we slipped out of that one.
So the old Malik is back for sure.
Woohoo! It's doxing time. Yep, that was my favorite part of any Malik stream ever. When he came in and said, it's doxing time, and then doxed all over everybody.
Those Salafis just allowed him to dox my number. I mean, granted, I changed the number in 10 minutes, but still. It's still annoying, the fact that he was allowed to do that. Now I got to dox Now, bro, do you realize what's gonna
Now I gotta dox everybody.
happen tomorrow? By the way, that's his name. You know his name is.
Oh, look at that. That's Thaddeus actually censoring his name. Malik is announcing this lawyer's name so that everyone can contact him, which is why he like deleted all his stuff, which it was probably some sort of appeasement to Malik. Malik, okay, I'll delete my stuff. Now don't snitch on me and snitch on everybody. And then Malik's backing down and so on. But oh my goodness, but yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Belt your boy.
Now, I will say we did figure out his identity independent of Malik doxing his name, but nonetheless, Malik puts out his name and we censor it there because if you had his name, you would be able to find him very easily. I'll put it that way.
I did.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. As soon as people started sending me his name, I was searching the name and got his own law firm and stuff.
Hey, Amir, what'd you go do tomorrow when I belt your boy into oblivion?
What do you want me to do?
I'm just saying, hey, bro.
I want you to cry.
Green light. You know how Club Pyro rolls. Just give me an inch. Give me an inch. I'll give you a whole freaking, you know?
What? Ramadan's Wednesday or Thursday, right?
Huh? I don't care. I don't care. Hey, Amir, I don't give a crap. Because, bro,
I don't care at all about Ramadan. I only care that someone's mean to me and didn't do what I wanted. That's exactly what the last guys pointed out. That's exactly what the other guys pointed out. Now, they were idiots in every other way, but they were right on the money when they were telling you guys, this is all about you for you. This is not about God. This is not about Muhammad for you. It's about you. You're a narcissist, man.
Sunnah doesn't apply one way, bro. You were on a whole Salafi panel. He doxed my number. Nobody gave a crap. Like, bro, I don't treat you guys as not specifically you, but I don't treat any of those guys as Muslim. Speaking's not Muslim to me. Speaking's a kafir, and like he's a kafir.
This is actually big stuff in Islam, saying someone is a kafir.
Like a straight kafir.
And
like
the whole panel,
right?
That whole panel of Salafi Muslims, they're all kafirs. Why? Because they didn't notice instantaneously that there was a screenshot that happened to contain his phone number and tiny numbers at the top of the page.
And you pointed out that you covered up the number. I never noticed any of that. I didn't even notice that there was something covered. I didn't notice any of that stuff. Like if I were watching it, I probably wouldn't have been paying attention to some like number somewhere and so on. So I wouldn't have caught it either. And they would be, oh, you doxed me. No, you're a kafir.
Kafir. Like, bro, he knows he lied about believing Jesus is God. That's not what he told me on the phone. He literally told me he believed Jesus was God. Wallahi, he told me that he believed Jesus was God, and then he said like a week later or something he thought it was a jinn.
Whoa! So we heard this in stages. We heard first that he started telling Christians. I had whatever he said. I heard a voice or something like that, or a vision or whatever, and it was Jesus saying that he's God. And it sounded like he was just making that up in order to try to infiltrate a Christian community or something like that. Then it comes out, no, I did hear a voice saying, I am Jesus and I am God, but I thought it was a jinn. Malik points out, actually, there was some time in between when he heard it and when he concluded that it was a jinn. And before he concluded it was a jinn, he actually said, I think Jesus spoke to me. I think Jesus spoke to me and said that he's God. And then later on, he tries to figure it out, and it was a jinn. It was a jinn speaking to me.
And he changed his mind. Like, and this guy acted like he was going undercover, but he was telling them the truth about his life. Like, come on, bro. How could he be going undercover, Amir, if he didn't get us any info?
Hey, nobody said he was good at it.
Look, so he's supposedly telling Christians this to infiltrate the community and gather intel. What intel did he get? He got nothing. Well, no one said he's good at it. It's a good explanation. Makes sense.
Bro, but that's just a lie. That's just a cover up. He wasn't undercover, bro. Bro, look.
I'm gonna let me just say this, because you know you're gonna put me down in a minute, bro. He's sloppy. He's slippery, sloppy. He doesn't do things right. That's all there is to it,
bro. But
slippery and sloppy. But I will not make a Muhammad on the night of al-Zut joke because Issa's here. I don't want to hurt his feelings. What does it say?
I have a question. Are these people like cannibalizing themselves? It sounds like they're just attacking and insulting their own community.
Uh-huh.
Wow.
Yeah. Now, what's this? Thaddeus, should I read this out real quick, or are they going to talk about it?
Yeah, you can. I mean, these are the actual messages that he sent
guys?
to Chris Kloss.
Who is
So
it?
in the white is Chris Kloss, and then the blue is Speaking Muslim, what he sent to him.
Okay, so he says he told you to stop talking to someone, and you said okay. He said, I agree. I won't deal with Aki X, but yeah, that's the last time.
Oh, I'm sorry. I thought that this was Chris. I thought it was the conversation about the
quit making mistakes.
The jinn or whatever. But apparently this is not. Apparently this is another Muslim. Either way, speaking is told to stop associating with. So I think that this is Malik and Speaking talking back and forth.
So who's in the blue?
Associate with Aki X.
I'm guessing Sneaking is in the blue because he's backing down saying, I agree, I won't deal with Aki X, but yeah, that's the last time I'll be on a panel with them. Like Norma, we will see. No, I don't want to talk to X. That's the difference. X, so Aki X. X, he's a bad guy, bad for business and no good for my soul, and neither is Malik, to be fair. Nope, this sounds like someone else who sent... This sounds like someone who sent Malik the message,
Right, yeah. So someone talking to Speaking, and then they tattle on Speaking and send this to Malik.
All right. And I know when I need a change, it's just I had to do the live in order to try to fix things. Trust me, if I go on a panel, it will be more. He'll be breaking loose, and I may do that soon. I'm going to break the picket line soon. I'm waiting for receipts that Libiano is behind the boycott and the suppression movement.
I've seen this, dude. I could literally log into his WhatsApp and I can look at all this.
But just read this message. Just read this message. Tell me if you think he's lying. I don't want to talk to X. That's the difference.
Oh, people are saying that's Chris Claus here. That he's messaging Chris Claus.
Okay, so that is Chris. All right.
Yeah, people in chat
Either
are saying
way,
Chris Claus.
It's Speaking. Yeah. Okay.
All right.
X is a bad guy, bad for business, and no good for my soul. And neither is Malik, to be fair. And I know when I need to.
He's right.
Change. It's just I had to do the live in order to try fix things. Trust me, if I go on the panel, it will be more. He'll breaking loose, and I may do it soon. I'm going to break the picket. Come on, bro. I'm waiting for the receipts that Libiano is behind the boycott. He's telling the truth, bro. He's literally out here, like I'm already cutting him off. It's that easy. I'm in tears right now, man. I can't go like this much longer. Like, bro, this guy's not lying, bro. He's literally going around, bro. Like, he literally snaked us out to Chris Claus, and he.
Hang on. Let's go ahead and read that real quick. Back up a couple seconds. So Chris says, well, you need to search. You need to soul search because this life isn't about what is the best apologist. It's truth. And what do we need to have salvation? I don't deal with philosophy because I believe God is unlike his creation. And then Sneaking says, anyways, this is for you so you know I'm sincere. I have fear of any man. I think he meant doesn't have fear of any man, just fear of the Lord. And Chris says, I let others talk about it. He says, no fear. Oh, he corrected it. Well, good luck getting away from Malik. He said, good luck getting away from Malik. Why? Because Malik, he's not gonna let you. I'm already cutting him off. Yeah, he did a bang up job. It's that easy. I'm in tears right now, man. I can't go on like this much longer. So you got Malik, and he has these messages about Malik. And then when he approaches Sneaking, no, that was just me trying to get intel. I have to say, yeah, I'm starting to doubt this whole intel thing. It seems more like he was, struggling with this, realizing what's going on. But then he gets access to the messages and so on. I mean, Malik gets access to the messages, and then he has to make up a story. No, it's just gathering intel. That's what it sounds like so far.
I think that they actually got the messages because they got, humorously enough, they got the lawyer's password, right? They got his password to his account because the guy said I can log into his account anytime I want. So someone basically figured out his password, or maybe he stupidly told him his password.
His password is, I'm a lawyer.
So he literally logged into his account and took these screenshots himself, I believe is what actually happened here.
Wow.
bro. Like he literally snaked us out to Chris Claus, and he only got caught, bro, because he sent me a message that I posted, or else he would have kept going.
Let's see here. You're dancing with the. So I'm sorry you received that. Wait, Malik doxed my address before. Said, I'm sorry you received that. Sorry you received that. According to Malik, you're the one was giving them everyone's information to dox them. And you basically admitted it. But you say, I'm sorry you received that. You're dancing with the devil hanging with Malik, and it's not going to end well for Malik. He says, someone has been leaking photos of my wife and children, so I understand how it feels, and I believe they are Muslim, so it doesn't make it better. Yup, and as soon as you don't do what Malik wants, then you get doxxed. Yeah, which he does, right? He's in the process of doing it. He doesn't care, lol. Muslims should tell Malik to fall back and lay low because David doesn't care what Malik shows. Like maybe 100 people will see it. When David does it, over 30 to 40,000 see it. I used to enjoy our conversations. I have some things on my chest and I'm going through some personal. He's saying that he's just gathering intel and all of this, and that's why once Malik gets these messages, Malik, no, I was just gathering intel. I was trying to get some intel from Chris Claus. All right,
win for Chris there, right? He correctly predicted that Malik's going to dox you.
Right,
gave
on the
him
money.
Good advice, right? Gave him good advice. Whether whether Chris ever believed him or not, he gave him good advice there, and if he'd taken it, things would have worked out better for Speaking, I think.
Hey, Sneaking, you should learn a lesson from that. Christians give you good advice, and your fellow Muslims give you terrible career-ending advice.
So this guy calls himself Sneaking Muslim? Or
No, he calls himself
Muslim?
Speaking Muslim, but
you're calling him Sneaking Muslim.
Yeah, because he keeps claiming that he's infiltrating Christians and gathering intel on them and pretending to be friendly with them to gather intel and so on. So I'd call that sneaking. What are you laughing? These are your co-religionists.
I think this sounds like so much like infantile children.
Yeah,
it sounds
true.
like you're back in third grade and you're just like, I'm going to go sneak in the fort, Like, this is so silly. Like, what do you think you're going to win? Do you think, I don't know, I think y'all are pretty transparent, especially on your podcast where you shared about your own private information. You're like, this is who I am, take it or leave it. And you're like, I mean, if you're willing to do that, I'm like, what else is off the table,
Yep, that is true. And you guys can ask anyone who knows me. You can ask, Giant DOC. We're hanging out behind the scenes and so. You can ask my wife if she's ever on some stream or something. How does David, when you're talking to him in person, compare with David on his live streams? Oh, completely exactly the same all day, every day. Jake, here we go.
Why would Jake tell me on message and be like, yo, we're not going to debate these people anymore? Where's the message where he was like,
No,
we're not going to...
Well, I can't give you an answer for that, man. I don't tap in with Jake like that. Only time I hung out with Jake was just in Houston.
But I'm saying, like, just like pretend you're playing devil's advocate. Why would Jake...
So,
he's going to get to the actual message.
Yeah, look what it is. Binder 1, redacted, and so on. But then there's guys are sitting here with pictures of AP, one of his sons, picture of his dining room, of his house. This is them just gathering everything they can find from people to use it, to weaponize it against them and to threaten them. And it's a lawyer, a California lawyer, a California criminal defense attorney providing all of this to be used to blackmail people, to threaten and blackmail people.
The date at the top is Friday, January 9th.
January 9th. What?
I checked it out. The first stream, the one that you did by yourself, because Malik had put out a pseudo death threat against you, or a veiled death threat, whatever, was January 7th. So it seems that after that stream, Malik's like, okay, we got to get him. What can we do? And then he gets his little buddy Speaking Muslim, and he goes and he spends 2 days gathering all this information. and sends it over. That says 109 pages. Malik said, I have 109 pages of Christian's personal information. Seems some interesting timing there for sure.
Uh-oh. Hey, Malik, we know you backed down like a coward, like you always do. Kind of too late, right? Might as well go all the way now, dude. You already have this dude in all kinds of trouble.
But I'm saying, like, just like pretend you're playing devil's advocate. Why would Jake tell me we're not going to talk to these people anymore, and then go on their panel and talk to them, and then go on the panel and talk crap about me on David Wood's panel?
Well, I mean, to be fair, you started threatening and trying to blackmail him. That is a good question, though. Like, if Jake is going to have debates with us and then join us live, why would he be telling Malik, "Oh yeah, I'm not going to interact with these guys"? That actually doesn't make sense. I don't know what the reason is. Unless Jake just changes his mind really quick. It's like, yeah, you're right. I'm not going to do that. Oh no, they're right here. I'm going to jump into their live stream. I don't know if he's just quick to change his mind. I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know. The reason these things keep coming up is he's trying to find the right screenshot. He is eventually going to find the right screenshot. And Jake did indeed, assuming it's actually from Jake. I guess we can't prove that 100%, but assuming it's from Jake, he did indeed promise not to debate you and several other people ever again.
It's probably just because of the escalation. It's like, if you guys keep escalating, how can you guys ever walk back from anything? I think everyone's ego at this point.
No, bro. Look. This is what he literally told me. I said, there's nothing Islamic about none of this anymore. It's sneaky behavior. It looks like y'all got some other motives. And then I was telling him, debating Salam al-Masih group after we said no more, and even Libiano is agreeing with it now, right? So I'm like, finally, like, Libiano denounced them on live. So it's like, okay. He said, we not debating them anymore. I'm not anyway. Wood, Shimon, A-Puss, Christian Prince, Hatum.
And everyone see who's at the top of that list? Anyone see who's number one on their list? Wonder why.
You know what I think?
Blacklisted.
What's up?
I think that you all need to be blacklisted, because every time they debate you, they lose. So that's it. I mean, you have to be blacklisted because they can't win in any debate. I haven't seen one debate where any of them have won.
But that's the Dawa dilemma, Issa. If they debate us, they lose. But if they don't debate us, they look like cowards who are just running from us. So it's lose-lose. All they can do is lose. It sucks that we had to put them in the position, but here we are.
We're unifying, and I'm not debating anyone anymore. Why would he say that to me and then go on David Wood's live?
That's true.
I'm saying you got the right to ask. You got the hack, bro.
No, but I don't need to ask. The thing is, I'm done with asking Jake. Jake went and snaked me he's a kafir to me. Jake's not Muslim.
Sneaking's a Muslim. Sneaking's not a Muslim. Those Salafis on, Fawad and those guys, they're kafirs, and Jake is not a Muslim. Malik is like, must be really important if he's the one who decides, based on your reaction to him, who is and who is not a Muslim. Crazy stuff, man. We are truly in the presence of greatness.
A couple of people point out that there is an interesting name not on the list, which is Avery, or GodLogic is not on the list, which is definitely interesting there, that he's okay to debate, apparently, which, if it's really about blasphemy, right? If it's really about, ripping Qurans or whatever else, then yeah, I guess this is a pretty good list.
But I don't know. So I've shredded the Quran. Hatun has done all that. AP has done all that. I don't know that Sam has. I don't recall ever seeing Sam do any of that stuff, and I don't recall Christian Prince doing that. But I don't know. I don't follow everything they do, but I'm not aware.
Yeah,
of
well, I'm sure Christian Prince hasn't, because he doesn't show his face, so it'd be really hard to rip a Quran. But Sam and Christian Prince, of course, are known for being very rude and vile and blaspheming for sure. So it does kind of fit. It is interesting that GodLogic's not on the list, even though Malik is personally obsessed with him.
Oh, and I have to say, guys, I'd be fine with that. If you say, hey, these are all the blasphemers, we won't interact with those. We'll just debate God logic. Okay, stick with that plan. Stick with that plan.
I know.
Just keep debating God logic. Keep doing that. Do it. Do it. That'll score you some good points.
You know what's weird?
What's up?
I've been watching all their debates. Every single debate that I've seen lately, they have to talk about Israel and Palestine and Jews. Like, there's not one debate that I've seen that there isn't some pot shot that's put out Jews. And I'm like, you're not even talking about Jews, but you have to figure out some way to attack Jews in it.
Mm-hmm.
I was just watching the Hassan Shibli debate, and there was this guy who asked some serious questions that are in Islamic thought that an honest person would come and say, yeah, these are difficult questions. We have to kind of, engage them, with temperance. And I take what you're saying seriously. But you know what the guy Hassan Shibli said? He said, well, Sheldon Adelson spent $50 million to attack Islam, and Israel wants to destroy Islam. This is all from Sheldon Adelson. And I was like, that's insane. And they all do it. Not one of them cannot attack Jews in their debates. Like, it's insane.
It is insane. But let's see where the rabbit hole goes.
Kafir. He's not a Muslim. Bro, these guys are playing on the panel trying to talk about, no, bro. If you go against a Muslim for a Christian, you are a munafiq. And in the hadith, munafiq is
Doesn't this guy constantly go after every Muslim on the planet?
worse than a kafir. That's it. He's a munafiq. He's not a Muslim anymore. His Islam is stripped.
So munafiq, guys, that's a hypocrite.
Under Sharia, he cannot be a Muslim anymore.
I don't consider myself intellectual enough to make that determination. I'm not authoritative.
Neither is Jake. Is Jake. Jake gets all his info from Fareed, right? Jake doesn't know a lick of Arabic. He doesn't know anything.
What?
When I asked Jake one question, he didn't know how to answer it. Jake's stupid. You know that Jake's genuinely dumb. He actually doesn't know anything. He gets all his answers from Fareed.
Wait, you're getting your answers from Fareed? Fareed, now we know. Everyone, Jake's getting his answers from you. Why don't you just show up for once in your whole life, Fareed, and finally debate, huh?
Even when I was baking him, he tried to add Fareed to the call so he could figure it out. Jake doesn't know anything.
It's kind of funny, man.
Yeah, and I have no reason to doubt that. I mean, Fareed's never been brought up before. I have no reason to believe that Malik, is friends with Fareed or anything. I think that's probably actually information he knows, that Jake is getting most of his talking points from Fareed.
Like, I trust Under Defeat more than Speaking Muslim. Speaking Muslim's an op, bro. All he does is hate. Like, Speaking Muslim is an undercover, bro, and so is Jake. Bro, what has Jake done for the Ummah in the last month? All Jake's done is diss Libiano, diss Uthman, diss even Daniel. Daniel, at least he says the Shahada, right? Diss Daniel, right? And then agree with his positions. And then diss Dean, diss every other Muslim, say everybody's bad, and then go and kiss Wood's ass, kiss Sam Shamoun's ass, kiss all these guys' Logic's butt. For what?
I have to say, hey, in defense of Malik on that point, right? So he's saying Jake's an agent, right? He's saying Jake's an agent. Look at what he's been doing. He's been attacking all of these Dawah guys. Interestingly, I recall Malik about a month earlier attacking all the Dawah guys, saying they're all fake, that they're all doing this stuff. But interestingly, who was it who put him up to that? It was Jake. Jake is the one who told Malik that the Warner called him a Mossad agent. And that set Malik. So let me get this straight. Jake, who, according to Malik, is an agent trying to destroy Dawah from within by going after all these guys and calling them all out and talking trash about them, is actually the one who got Malik to snitch on all these guys. Huh. All right. All right. You got a point there, Malik. You got a point.
Well, and not only that, half the names on the list of people who Jake is attacking, and Jake is actually attacking them. That wasn't incorrect, but half those people are people that Malik is also attacking. So he's like, you can't attack other Muslims and be a Muslim. And here's an example of some people you attacked. And then he lists people that he himself has attacked. So very strange stuff.
I have a question. So he was called a Mossad agent.
Mm-hmm.
Does he not know that the Mossad agents are protecting Masjid al-Aqsa for the Muslims? Like, does he not know that? Like, that's what the IDF and all these Israeli forces are doing. They actually protect Masjid al-Aqsa for the Muslim people to go into. It blows my mind. Wouldn't you want to be a Mossad agent? They're protecting Masjid al-Aqsa.
Pretty weird, wild stuff. Let's see.
Oh, wait, Amir.
Whoa! He's saying he's going to get him disbarred. What? Huh?
Yeah, he's going to say that. So this, I believe, is a conversation.
Yeah, that's between Jake and
just...
this is between Jake and Malik here. This one we've seen this one before.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Let me ask you this:
about
you think
speaking
that...
Muslim.
Yeah. So this is Jake says they're idiots. They think we were debating seriously, and they also think I believe what I said. No, ha ha ha. I was lying to his, saying he was lying to God Logic about being against the doxing. He says, you know that. He says, lol, I know. They're stupid. Sneaking Muslim also told me that legally I shouldn't be associated with serving him the paperwork because it might hurt the case. But let's hear what Malik has to say.
His bar card can be taken away for what he does.
What?
Be honest.
I don't want to answer that on the live. I'm
too late.
No, I can't give an opinion on that.
I'm just being honest, bro.
And for what it's worth,
I have to say, sneaking seems to think so. That's why he deleted all his stuff.
Bro, think about it like this. Have some like respect. Think about it, bro. Bro's got kids. Even if you're gonna go that far, that's crazy.
Oh yeah, Malik wouldn't put anyone, cause problems for anyone, the whole family and kids and stuff. Not Malik. Yeah, he's really concerned about that.
Wait. Hey, bro. Check this out, bro. Hey, Amir, one thing you gotta know about me, bro, is I'm a real savage, bro.
I'm savage.
I'm a real savage, bro.
I'll destroy all of Islam. I will destroy every Quran in the world over myself.
Crap, bro. Put my phone number up on the screen.
I dox everybody, but
that's his
he
accidentally
put my phone number on the screen.
Yeah. I think he may or may not have completed it, but it was right where you paused. He said, I don't care. Look at this, bro. Look what he did to me. He put my phone number up on the screen. I'm going to destroy his entire life, ruin his kid's life, ruin his wife's life because he put my phone number on the screen.
It's always about him, isn't it? Now we have about that wife.
Bro, this guy's married, right? This guy's married. Look what this guy's doing in the girl's messages. What you doing? You have a hobby outside of TikTok? Right? His wife's on the app, Amir. You know she'd be scoping around. School is like work. It's not good luck in school. Like, he's like bothering this girl with 3 things on her thing. Like, bro, you're telling me this is a good guy? Are you going to be a doctor? Well, best of luck. I hope that you're beautiful. Like, and you're telling me, bro, this is somebody like you. I know you know his wife.
Oh, yeah. So this is sneaking Muslim talking to a woman, chatting her up. You are very beautiful, and I'm sure you'll succeed in anything you do. I have to go to work, but have a great night. Blah, blah, blah. I'll follow you.
No, I don't move like this. This is different.
What were we saying?
And I'm sorry, Malik said that this woman had like 3 people watching or something. I don't know how many she actually had watching, but you see there are no other comments. So this was like some very obscure stream that he just found. Oh, look, some girl is live. I'm going to go flirt with her. Mm-hmm. It's very, very weird behavior.
I agree. Totally creepy.
Definitely not.
You are very beautiful. I'm sure anything you do. I have to go do work. Have a great night. I'll follow you.
Smart.
He was buying friends, and you know I've been saying that from the very beginning. Right? He's going cool. He's going cool with what's his name? Jake, where he's paying Jake $100 an hour to come on the thing, right? He literally bought Jake's friendship. His whole friendship with Jake is bought, right? He's literally going between Christian Muslim. They're literally telling us straight to our face, we're not gonna do this, and then go do it behind our face. Straight munafiqs. These people need to be off the app, bro. They're gonna be done tomorrow. I'm telling you, tomorrow's their last day.
Oh, never happened though, didn't it? Because you backed down, little coward.
The stuff I have on Jake and speaking, bro, you don't even know the stuff these guys been telling me.
Ah, but you backed down, didn't you coward?
Mm-hmm.
Like, you know, lawyers already are just bad people. Like, he's a crooked lawyer. He's a crooked lawyer. His bar card's gonna get stripped, bro. I'm telling you. Like, his bar card's gonna get
I don't know
stripped.
about all that, but that's
he got his family working for his law, bro. It's all, bro, a scheme. Bro, have you read his Reddit reviews, bro? Do you know how many people file paperwork against Speaking Muslim as a bad lawyer? Like, how he takes money from people and doesn't do the job? How he disappears on the phone line?
I don't
know.
bro.
It's
Honestly,
all over
like,
Google, bro.
no,
It's all over Google.
I can confirm his law firm does have a bunch of negative reviews. Now, I don't know if that's unusual, right? Maybe that's just par for the course, that people who lose cases get upset and leave bad reviews. But his law firm definitely has a bunch of negative reviews. And Malik said that they're also committing tax fraud, that he's putting his family members on payroll so that he can say that, the business didn't make any money. We paid this out.
That
I think that's what he meant. I think that's what he meant.
All right. Only a few seconds left on this one. We got 3 strikes. Let's see. Oh, is this going to be Malik's 3 strikes policy? You did this, then you did this, then you did this. You're out of Islam, and now I have to destroy you and your whole family and dox everybody else on the entire planet and snitch on everybody.
Jake had no reason to go to Logic and do that. Strike 1. He had no reason to go on David Wood's panel. Strike 2. He had no reason to mention my name and diss me on David's panel. Strike 3. Jake,
He kind of did have a reason. You started threatening him and so on. And then he responded.
Done.
But notice what the strike is.
Yeah. It's everything against him. Everything against him. He went to God Logic and said he disagrees with me. Then he went on David's stream and said and talked about me. Everything is always about him.
Exactly.
All right, few seconds left.
to go on David Wood's panel. Strike 2. He had no reason to mention my name and diss me on David's panel. Strike 3. Jake's done. That white cracker, bro, I hope he dies from illness, bro, tomorrow. Like, this guy, bro, is dead to me.
Bro.
May Allah make my dua come true. May he die from his disease tomorrow, bro. This guy is a kafir and a half.
Oh, my goodness, man.
Mm-hmm.
Hoping that he dies from his disease and saying, may Allah make his dua come true. These are your buddies, Issa?
They're very interesting figures. I am surprised they have so much time on their hands to do this. I don't know. I'm usually busy working and learning. I don't know. It's having endless cell phone conversations, attacking yourselves. I mean, I would think that you would want to create unity instead of saying you're a kafir and you're a munafiq and you're a mushrik. And I'm like, I don't even think. So one of my favorite movies is Princess Bride, and there's a scene where Inigo Montoya, like one of the main characters of the story, talks to like this the kind of the bad guy for the first act of the film, who's played by Wallace Shawn, and this guy keeps saying inconceivable. He keeps saying this word over and over again. And
It
he's
doesn't
like,
mean what you think it means.
I don't think it means what you think it means. And he keeps saying it over and over again. And I'm like, that's what I think they're using with this word kafir. Kafir means one who covers over the truth. That's literally what it means in Arabic. It comes from the trilateral root kafara, right? So in order to cover over the truth, you have to know what the truth is. So you would have to prove that a person is explicitly deceitful and explicitly a liar. That's what a kafir is. It's someone who's an explicit liar. So they know what's correct, they know what's true, and what they're trying to do is hide and cover over that truth. That's what that word means in Arabic. So it's really weird that people are just using this word, and I'm like, it's not how it is. How do you prove that Jake is a kafir? What do you do? Are you going to say that What is he lying about? What is he lying about? What is the deception about God? Like, this is the thing he has to engage with, and I think it's basically this utilitarian word that's used to attack their enemies. That's it. They're like, this is my enemy, and I'm just going to say, well, you're not in Islam. And I'm like, who are you to say someone's in a religion or not? Why is that your business? Why don't you go help people and do something good with your life instead of doxing people and being a part of what I would call Team Golden Shower? You know, the Team Golden Shower. Get out of Team Golden Showers. It's not Club Pyru. Get out of Club Pyru and Team Golden Showers. It's disgusting and it's gross. Time to get out.
And you heard it here, guys. Malik, we know you're listening to this. Got to get some hikmah. Issa's got way more hikmah than you. You should listen. Why are you all talking about Princess Bride now? What the heck? See what you did, Issa?
It's an amazing movie. You have to see.
Yeah, they wanted to make that in the 1970s, and they wanted Andre the Giant and I think Danny DeVito to play. They wanted Danny DeVito to play Vizzini, and they wanted Arnold Schwarzenegger. No, they wanted Andre the Giant to play. What's the Giant's name? Fezzik? Was it Fezzik? Was he the one?
Fezzik, yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, so they wanted Andre the Giant and Danny DeVito. Danny DeVito didn't do it for some reason, and then Andre the Giant didn't want to do it because he didn't want it to hurt his wrestling image. It would destroy the image, because back then you had the real believers. You had people who thought it was real back then. You didn't want to break that confidence, and so Andre didn't want to do it. So then someone suggested Arnold Schwarzenegger. And so they were going to set it for Arnold Schwarzenegger and like someone else. And then the whole plan got derailed for several years. And then by the time they were trying to do it, Arnold Schwarzenegger was way too expensive. They couldn't get Danny DeVito. So then by that time, Andre the Giant was willing to do it because his career was coming to an end and so on. And but Rob Reiner hated the dude who played Vizzini. Couldn't stand him. Thought he wanted Danny DeVito, which was so weird because that dude crushed it. That dude absolutely crushed the part. But,
Wallace Shawn, I think it's Wallace Shawn.
Yeah,
right?
yeah. He didn't want him. He wanted Danny DeVito, and he just couldn't stand it. And Wallace Shawn was always mumbling and stuff like this because like the dude Rob Reiner always showed contempt for everything he was doing. You look at us like, how perfect was he in every way for that part? Anyway, wild stuff. Now, everyone,
you're right.
Quit freaking talking, everyone, in the chat. We're talking about serious stuff. And you guys are all talking, oh, I thought such a great movie. It's so great. My favorite movie. Anybody want a peanut? No more rhyming. I mean it. Anybody want a peanut? That was funny. All right. All right, so guys, we got one more clip. Let's catch up on these super chats real quick. Malik pursued a doctorate in snitching. That is true. How many views does Malik actually get on streams? I heard he can get a few hundred if he's talking about something.
Yeah, so TikTok does it entirely different than YouTube, so it's not directly comparable, but he'll have a typical stream, he might get like a peak of like 50, 60 people. When it's a hot topic, Club Pyru, I'm going to destroy everyone, he can get 300 to 400 peak.
And it's like that's all the people like recording because they want to.
Yeah, and a lot of these people, and he actually says that. I don't think I clipped it, but in the what may end up being his final stream, we'll see. He says like, "There's 300 of you in here, but 100 of you are just in here to record it, and that's cool. Whatever." I'm giving you ammo. It's fine.
You got a point. Maybe you're not as stupid as we think, Malik. Mike Winger is attacking the abortion industry. Do you think we need to team up with the Muslims and abortion clinics to fight the winglings? No. You may be ripping the Ummah apart, but their prophet was first ripped apart by the Al-Zut. Shall we call you David Al-Zut? You can call me Zut, chieftain. David, he just broke up with you. Aren't you sad? Yes, I'm going to be crying a river. I'm going to cry a river. He said, no, I can't focus on David any longer. I have to go after the da'wah. Malik has a lisp and is always talking to Chad. Isn't he in violation of Surah Al-Hajarat 49:12? Check that out real quick, Thaddeus.
Sure thing.
49:12. See what it says. Malik is going back to having his work stolen by Drake and Eminem. Yeah, they're all stealing his stuff. Issa, does the cumulative evidence of all the problems in Islam, the bad behavior of the Dawah guys, the terrorists and so on, does it not make you have doubts about your religion? What is wrong with you? Are you insane? What has to happen? Does someone have to whack you in the head because you're not thinking straight? Praying for you. Anyway, that's the comment.
Thank you.
So 49:12 is the backbiting verse. Oh, you have believed, avoid much assumption. Indeed, some assumption is sin, and do not spy or backbite each other. Would one of you like to eat the flesh of his brother when dead? You would detest it. And fear Allah. Indeed, Allah is accepting of a repentance and merciful.
Powerful
And
advice.
he was actually called out for backbiting on the Salafi panel that we saw earlier. I didn't clip that part, obviously, but he's like, no, I'm not, because it's true, or something like that. But that's irrelevant in Islam, right? It's whether it's embarrassing to the other party or not is what constitutes backbiting.
Yep. But doesn't seem like anyone involved in the conversation over there on TikTok cares even slightly about these kinds of verses. Sneaking Muslim puts in earplugs to become silent. My first thought of sneaking Muslim's name was, so there's non-sneaking Muslims? Yeah, he's the one who speaks. How do they have such photos of AP, a rat in the house? No, they just, they search all of social media, and anytime, and then when they find your address, then they look up any pictures from when the house was sold so they can get the entire layout of the house and so on. But yeah, they do creepy stuff like that. So in other words, if like, suppose someone posts a picture and it's just you like in the living room with your kid or something like that and so on, you know, you don't know the back. But then if you get the address and you combine that with pictures from each room in the house and stuff, now you know exactly what's going on. And this is all to be used to threaten and blackmail and dox people. And turns out there was a lawyer doing all of that. Interesting stuff. Bro, according to these guys, who is a Muslim? That's right. For every Muslim you find, I've got millions of Muslims saying that's not a Muslim. Thanks all again. Wow, Islamic baking. What a taste. There's lots of baking. New show, Real Housewives of Dawah. That would be good. What if Malik logged into Sneaking Muslim's account and flirted? No, he wouldn't. Not sure he would need to. Who wishes death on someone with a sickness and wishes it via God? I've seen Muslims do this multiple times. Disgraceful. Yeah, it's crazy that like he's doing it with fellow Muslims and just because they disagree with him. Mm-hmm. He is not dead. He is just mostly dead. Great line. Yeah, that's good. Is Club Pyru a kangaroo pie eating club? It might be. His parents named Malik. That's Malik, means king. They're sad. Yeah. Imagine naming your kid king and he turns out to be a total loser in every possible way. Thaddeus, since you've been watching Malik live, did you hear the part when I commented and said to him, come to Jesus, and he went crazy? So this is from George Deary. You ever catch that?
I'm not sure. He does, like, people in the chat periodically will say something about Jesus, and he does usually, like, I mean, he does, in fairness, he does it with all messages, but he'll just like stop mid thought and you know, curse someone out or whatever. I don't know specifically if I heard yours or not, but I've definitely heard him do that kind of thing.
And here we have, whoops, get that almost caught up here. You're trying to kidnap. Now they're giving lines. You're trying to kidnap what I've rightfully stolen. Love you guys, but Issa is so sweet. Love Princess Bride. Yep. Yeah, everybody loves Issa. Why don't y'all just marry him then? Huh? Why don't you do that? All right, one more clip, guys. One more clip. And this is the third one. What's this?
So he says tomorrow, right? The last clip we just said, tomorrow I'm going to go live. We're going to have the Club Pyru exposing everyone. So he does go live. He ends up just walking around and talking about what's going to be on Club Pyru. I think in this particular case, he is still planning it. He really just didn't have enough time to prep everything. He says he needed tech help because he doesn't know how to set it up on a laptop and he wants it to you people to actually see, because if we've watched his previous ones, like it's one phone looking at another phone. He wants to actually do it properly, so he said he needs some help with that. It'll be tomorrow, which was yesterday. So I think at this time he was still planning on going forward, but then after this went live, probably the Muslims got on his case so hard that he has decided to back down.
Ah, Malik, so quick to back down. Can't handle the pressure, eh, Malik? Can't handle the pressure. You know who can handle the pressure? Anyone on our side. Here we go.
He does like to talk about pressure.
Under pressure. Ding, 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 ding.
You said this is the last live, so this, like, I'm doing it on my laptop, right? So I gotta wait for an old girl to show me how to do it on the laptop, because I got a lot of stuff that I want to show. Tomorrow 7 p.m. Pacific is gonna be the last live. This live, we just having some fun. I'm gonna just give some real talk on this live, and then tomorrow is gonna be the finale, Club Paru finale, where we're gonna go over a lot of different stuff. I'm gonna have the laptop out.
Good to know that it never happened. Little weakling.
So he ends up sharing some of the stuff that he was going to do. He can't like share the screenshots and stuff, so he's just gonna have to take his word for it. But he does leak some of the information and share his thoughts on all kinds of stuff.
All right.
Muslims on this app are a type of Islam, type of Muslim, type of people that I would never want to be around. I've seen more honest Jews.
To be fair, I can't imagine anyone wanting to be around you, Malik. But
I've seen more principled Jews. I've seen more principled Christians.
You see him praising Jews? Not surprising if he is, in fact, a Mossad agent. Like the end of all this, ladies and gentlemen, is you could see why Jews are so much better than us. This guy's not a Mossad agent, right?
Than these people on this app. That's number one.
So that's his first thought. Goes live, says that, wait till tomorrow for the real show. Here's my first thought, everyone. The Muslims on this app are the worst people in the world.
It's been a good 3 years for me doing this, but this is not a healthy environment for people that actually want to do what they need to do.
Oh, is that what you want?
Like for me, this was like a transition period.
Whoa.
In life.
He's transitioning?
And it's just like, no. I can't get down with a lot of this stuff that I'm seeing behind the scenes in front of the camera. I can't get down in it.
Keep in mind, what he can't get down with is not like, the Warner and Illuminati and banging hoes and all that.
Yeah, he can get down with all that.
All right. What he can't get down with is people being critical with him and or not listening to him. Like some of them aren't even critical. They just don't listen to his plan because they don't think it's a good plan.
Yeah.
He can't handle that.
Yeah, shame on them.
The only slip up in the whole circle was speaking Muslim and Jake. And that's my fault for trusting Muslims, Should have known better. I mean, every Muslim, even that little South Sudani that hasn't been fed, that ex-Muslim, every Muslim knows, every Arab knows in their culture. Muslims, you can't trust Muslims.
Hey, I just want to say to any YouTube censors who are watching this right now and saying, oh, did people just say something horrible about Muslim? We're reacting to this and watching. This is not us saying this. This is someone we're reacting to, and we find what he is saying evil, racist, and Islamophobic. Just wanted to put that in there so you guys know.
You know that, like, that could be clipped. You could have like an intro to like a show, and then you just clip what he just said there.
Oh, yeah.
I mean,
oh yeah.
I don't know what to say.
I'm definitely going to clip that and put it on X and say this is what Malik thinks about Muslims.
And it's not deceptive. That is actually his point, right? He talked to Christians, he talked to Muslims, And he made one mistake, and that was trusting Muslims. Everyone knows you're not supposed to trust Muslims. Like, he actually means what he's saying.
Wild stuff.
Just can't. In business and this and that, just can't trust them. It's all fake, bro. Like, I don't care what you guys like, how you guys want to justify it online. Like, I've been around the world 3 times, and I know like fake when I see it. And it's just so much behind the scenes. And even the way I, like, bro, if y'all think the stuff I say is crazy, like, the behind the scenes stuff is even like worse, you know?
Yeah, you've told us some of the
I've
behind
been
the
saving
scenes.
a lot of receipts. A lot of Christians on this app been ratting. Like, it's funny because you look at someone like speaking and be like, that's a rat. Oh, what's his name? Giant Doc said, oh, we don't have people like that on our side. Okay. But once I show you the people like that on your side, will you do a live about it? Or will you?
What? Who's on our side? You mean some TikTok people we've never heard of? Malik, you are the rat king, dude. You are the rat king. We've never seen anyone snitch as much as you. You are the rat king, and you're complaining about rats. Oh my goodness. And basically saying, well, I'm going to expose other rats. It's like a little kid, but other people were doing it too.
Cover it up and just play little clips. That's all they do. So you got one side, the Muslims, being fake, and then you got the Christians just putting certain clips and videos.
Huh.
Right? Because they just want to show their people what they want them to see. Islam is bad. Look, he stole that from his prophet. Look, that came from his prophet. And then you have speaking, justifying all his stuff using a sheikh. Sheikh Shaker said it was okay what I did.
Oh yeah, that is interesting. That everything like you're like sneaking Muslim. You're not supposed to do that ever. Oh, but I talked to a sheikh and he said I could do it.
Sheikh Shaker said it was good.
Here we go. Ramadan is coming, everyone.
David got kicked out of his house. Logic got court. IP, we were just about to get IP too. But it's okay.
God Logic got a citation to appear in court.
Because one of Malik's friends was a complete baby and said, he touched me. I feel like he was assaulted me. I want to file charges, officer. And the officer's like, you sure that's really stupid? But I mean, technically I have to take it since you want to press charges.
He also accosted his wife. That was disgusting. I saw the video. They accosted his wife, and they were like, why are women coming out here? And I'm like, why not? This is America. You know, what do you think happens in America? That people are able to walk around? Like, it was so crazy. And they were trying to, like, get up in his wife's face. That's nutty. That's crazy stuff.
It's pretty terrible, awful, sick, evil stuff. But Thaddeus, it sounds like what he's saying here is all this stuff, me destroying all of Dawah, causing the biggest campaign of Quran desecration the world has ever seen, and then, like, destroying a man's entire career who was my friend, and then me just thinking I can dip out of this. It's all worth it because God Logic has to appear in court for 5 seconds.
Not quite. What he's saying is we were making good progress, right?
And these guys screwed up the progress. You guys, dude, you're not making any progress. He thinks inconveniencing a Christian makes all this stuff worth it, and he's just a moron.
Yeah. So that's what he's trying to say. We're making progress, but they've derailed it. It's not going to work now. You know, he's kind of like feeling sorry for himself, basically.
Ramadan's coming. We got to stand down for the sake of Allah.
Nah, this is going to be the best Ramadan ever, buddy.
Stand down for the sake of Allah.
Dude, this is a bad month to be standing down, dude. Just let me tell you. This is going to be a bad month to be standing down. Trust me, you will see.
David's going to think 3 times now before ripping up another Quran.
You are lucky Issa's here, too. Are you kidding? What? Where's this guy been? Where's this guy been? Oh, my goodness.
I think 3 times now. So
yeah, I was anticipating you grabbing a Quran and ripping it up. Then Issa had to come in and ruin
Issa's
that.
Here.
So sorry about that.
Issa,
Yeah,
Issa,
David got sick 3 times.
That's why Issa keeps showing up. He's like, this looks like a situation where David's going to be ripping up a Quran. Hey, let me join the stream.
Loss. But unfortunately, chat, when it comes to like Jake and speaking, we have to detour. We have to detour, chat. And that's my fault for trusting speaking.
All I want is for the world to revolve around me.
All Malik wants is a unified front of Muslims not
obeying
talking
him
to these blasphemers. And we're struggling just to get that.
You're not going to get that.
Uthman said, I'm not going to do it anymore. Mohammed Hijab came on the phone and said, I'm not going to talk to these guys anymore.
Well, yeah, that's not because they're boycotting us, because they're total cowards.
Libiano went on his live, said, I'm not going to talk to these guys anymore.
Good luck with that.
Itachi, Central, Cora, the medium tier of people, I'm not going to do it anymore. All you other guys, we're not going to do it anymore. But who's in love with the Kafirs? Jake, speaking.
Well, I have a question. Did he mention someone's name was Itachi?
Something like that.
Yeah, Itachi is from like Naruto. That's like from anime. Why are these great Salafis watching anime? Like, I'm not understanding that. Like, isn't that haram? Isn't that shaitan? Why are you looking at anime?
I'm about to say they're watching it because they're total dorks, but I feel like that would be an insult towards you because you instantly knew who that was, which means you know the characters, and so I'm just going to let that slide and say it's a great mystery why they would be doing this.
I totally hear you. I was just thinking it's so funny that I'm like, you're watching all of the kuffar media. Why are you looking at kuffar media?
Mm-hmm.
You should be watching only Islamic media with only Islamic characters. Why are you looking at this stuff from the kuffar? I just find it ironic. You know, that blows my mind.
Well, one of the girls that Malik has fairly often is called Charlie Chaplin. So she takes a male name from American entertainment of a century ago and as her name. Another one is named Chicken Nugget. So, they just got weird names for no.
And it's interesting because if you're supposed to be the great patrons, the great heroes of Islam and Arabia, you have to be Arab. You have to have Arab names. I'm just like, I find it really funny that you have anime names, you have names of American culture. It's unbelievable. I'm like, this just blows my mind. And you're just openly showing it that this is what you're doing.
All right, so we got the problem. Here we have Great Wise Malik saying what the problem with
on
TikTok
this
is.
app is that Speaking Muslim, okay, and Jake, their goal, their plan, if I'm being generous, their plan was they were trying to get involved in my plan, but lying to me about what their plan was. My plan was to eradicate the Christian blasphemers from anything to do with our Muslims.
My plan.
Right?
They went with their plan and not with my plan, but they pretended they were going to go along with my plan, but then they didn't go along with my plan, and now I'll destroy all of Islam to get back at them, and then their feelings will be hurt, and they'll know I'm important.
And this is the problem
Get
with
rid of
TikTok.
David.
Yeah, this is the problem with TikTok.
Get rid of Logic. Get rid of all these people. Build a truce based on the fact that we are not going to talk to these people anymore. Right? That was my plan. Their plan was get rid of them for Libiano, get rid of them for Uthman, get rid of them for everyone else, right? But leave them to Jake only. Leave them to Jake only, and we'll be the leaders, and we'll be cool with them. We'll tell them, we'll use Malik as like our friendship gateway. Like, hey Chris, I don't rock with Malik. Like, do you notice that all of their brokerage deals are based on rocking with me or not? Like, Chris is willing to lock arms with Speaking if he doesn't talk to me. All these people are willing to lock arms if they don't talk to me.
I'm not locking arms with anyone. But
and by the way,
didn't we
all
speculate?
the info, like Speaking was giving fake info to me at times.
So,
Didn't we speculate that Jake was behind this whole thing? That the plan was to wipe out the other Dawa guys so that Jake could be in charge? And then Malik just said, "Yeah, that's what their plan was." He has it differently in his mind, but basically that only Jake from now on will be debating it. Now he says that wasn't his plan, and that was Jake going back on him. But it is interesting that we speculated exactly that the idea was that, Malik was going to take out the other Dawa guys and Jake was going to be the top dog.
Weird stuff. Here we have fake info.
Oh, this is good. This will be our favorite part.
Really? Been a lot of favorite parts so far, Thaddeus. Got a pretty high bar. Setting the bar pretty high there. Let's see.
Okay, one of.
Okay, I mean you're talking like guys who are scheming against us and like their entire careers are over and they're going to be an example for all future generations and so on. And you're saying this is going to be my favorite part? Let's see.
By the way, all the info, like speaking, was given fake info to me at times. By the way, did you guys know that? There were times where I caught speaking giving me fake info. Just an example of fake info that I knew was wrong, but this man had me trust him. Okay? This is before tomorrow, by the way. I'm going to present it tomorrow as well. Look. Speaking. This is like on David, right? I told him, he told me Sagara. That's his alias. I have the pics too.
So this is Malik in blue, right? His last name.
Yes.
And this is Sneaking Muslim who came up with Sagara. That's the alias. Remember, I have pics too. So last name Sagara? Yes. David Sagara. Wait, let me find, because you lagging. That's the wrong name. Send the file. NGA. I don't know what that means. The live in what?
Oh, yeah, that's probably supposed to be nigga. Sorry.
Oh, what the heck? Why'd you just say it, man? The heck is wrong with you?
I know. I'm sorry.
Thaddeus, they're going to clip that.
Thaddeus. They're
going to clip that, Thaddeus. Your channel's over. Thaddeus is a racist. Thaddeus busted using the N-word right there. The live in 3 hours.
He didn't say the hard R, so he's fine.
No, he's still not fine. Trust me, he's still not fine. Thaddeus is done, and we all have to disassociate from him. So I get it here. So 3 hours before the live stream, got the girl coming too. So this girl who's supposedly my victim, then this is crazy. So it's actually Sneaking Muslim who derailed that. That was obviously fake no matter what, but they made it easy to prove that it was fake. Why? Because 3 hours before the live stream where they got the interview, they got this victim coming forward. Sneaking Muslim messages him and says, "Hey, I found out his real name is Sagara." And he's like, "What? I got the girl coming. It's in 3 hours. What am I going to do?" And he says, "I'm still at work. Give me a few." You think 6 p.m.? No, it's correct time. That was the alias in the sheet, right? And so then they had to scramble to make that point, and they had the girl for this fake interview say, "But his name wasn't David Wood. It was something else. I don't remember. It was something else. His real name is not David Wood." And then they go live the next day. So this is beforehand. So he did know, because he's saying, "What? I didn't even find out till later that his name was Sagara. So I couldn't have told her to say that." We got the receipt. Wait, did he just post the receipts himself?
Yes.
He just posted the proof that he knew that this was all part of the plan before the interview, you giant moron. They always do this. They're so desperate to get at someone, they can destroy themselves at the same time. Dude, hey Malik, you know what you did was illegal? And you know that you literally handed us all the proof of this whole scam? You've posted it because you're mad at someone. What an idiot, man.
And I think they're going to use the name. I think they're going to use the name in the live. Malik doesn't actually believe this. And he's going to show a second screenshot to show that he never actually believed it. And so that's why he said to just say that wasn't his name, right? His name was not Wood. So we thought it was like, his great plan to prove that it was a true testimony, that he discovered it later on. But I think they were actually just going to use the name. And then he tells the girl not to use the name because he doesn't believe it. He thinks that, speaking mistaken and it should be something else, because he searched David Cigar real quick and figured out it was not your name. And then it turns out that is exactly the info that he provided, so that he had to go with it the next day.
Can I ask a question about this? Did you like, so the relationship you had with this person, was this like a long-term relationship, or was this like a one-night stand type of thing?
What? No, there's no. I was not a long-term relationship kind of guy.
So in this video, it was sort of perceived that this was a long-term relationship. So I'm like, that sounds like it's even nonsense to the narrative that was even presented.
Like everything was wrong. They were wrong on the year. They couldn't even get the year right. They were wrong on. She said I pursued her for months. I've never pursued anyone in my life for months, like ever. She said I was an alcoholic back then. I was total after the age of 14. So I used to drink and smoke weed and stuff. I mean, starting at like 6. 6 for both. Started at 6 for both. Alcohol and weed. Well, I would turn 14, like I was like 13, and I tried to make myself an alcoholic just because I thought it would be cool. I couldn't do it. My tolerance would go up too quickly. But age 14, that's when my like delusions were kicking in more, and I concluded that I was like the ultimate human being, and like I had a perfect brain, and that I should not pollute it with anyone. And that sort of combined with I had a it wasn't so much when I was a little kid, but as I got older, I had this like resistance to any sort of peer pressure because I viewed everyone else as inferior beings. And so if you were like, here, do this, I was like, I would never in a million years do whatever you're trying to peer pressure me into doing. Never. You don't pressure. I pressure you. You don't pressure me, right? So anyway, yeah. So from the age of 14, find me anyone who ever saw me take like a sip of anything. Find me one person. I will recite the Shahada. You guys show me one person from after the age of 14 all the way up until I was 18. And this chick saying I'm an alcoholic and stuff. But yeah, but notice, like I can't prove that. I can't like prove that I didn't drink or something like that. I could get witnesses or something like that. But like, how would I prove that I was not an alcoholic back then? It would be very hard to do. But when she says, but his name wasn't David Wood, his name was something else. His name was not David Wood. Yeah, sorry. You just made it really easy. You just made it really easy to prove that this was a big scam between a lawyer, Malik, Central Dawa, and whoever that girl was. And there are different suggestions about which girl this was. So 4 people involved in a little conspiracy to say a bunch of false things. Interesting. To falsely accuse someone of rape. You know, that sort of thing is frowned upon in court, don't you?
Well, the thing that you did is not really a shocking thing. It's a very normal thing that happens all
Quit
the time.
defending it, man. Yeah, we get that. But yeah, the point is,
all the Muslims do this stuff too. They do the same thing, and they're like getting mad that you did this. I'm like, yeah, a lot of people are older, and then they have relationships with people who are a bit younger. Like that's a very normal thing. And I agree. I'm not saying it's right, but it's bizarre that people are making this huge deal about it. I'm like, this is like very commonplace.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, you don't need to be defending any of that stuff, man. The point is, what I did, here's what I did. I told people exactly what I did. If you want to condemn me based on what I did, I don't care. That's fine. If you want to lie and then say I did all this stuff, okay, then we got a little problem. Anyway.
Yep, we got a lawyer conspiring to produce false testimony. Libelous false testimony, right? It's libel per se. Because accusing someone of rape is libel per se. You don't have to prove damages. It's inherently damaging statement. So you have a lawyer conspiring to slander someone.
Wait, the same lawyer who was compiling a huge file to be used to dox people?
Mm-hmm.
And then the idiot admitted it?
Mm-hmm.
You don't say. Got a long career as a wonderful criminal defense attorney ahead of him, I suppose. But we'll see.
And you know what's crazy is that they get so upset about this incident, but I don't see them on their crusade to go fight all of these cases. They don't care about it. Their goal is just to attack you. And I think that this is where we see the munafiq space, the hypocrisy, where it's like, oh, this is such a horrible thing, but I don't actually really care about it in reality. I only care about it if I can use it as a weapon to attack this person instead of actually attacking the arguments in debate. Like, that's the point. If you really want to defeat you, then they need to make good Islamic arguments against Christianity, but they're not. They're wasting their time attacking you. Sounds ridiculous.
Yeah, no, that's the mistake they make. It's like, okay, whatever I say, you can refute it, but their inclination is to their natural inclination is not to answer the argument, but to discredit the person. So that's one thing. And then in addition to that, they try to control the person. So they keep trying to do that and it just doesn't work. So guys, you want to respond to something, but everything else you try doesn't work. But guess what? Responding is not going to work either. So I think you guys are just screwed, but let's see.
I said, so last name Cigar? He said, yes. I said, David Cigar, let me find it. I said, that's the wrong name. I'm still at work. Give me a few. No, that's the correct name. It was on his sheet. Right? He sends me this.
Wait, I'm in Milwaukee, Wisconsin? Dang.
Yeah, I did go ahead and black out the address because this is a real person.
That's a real person. So he's actually doxing some real person here.
Yes. So if some real David Segara who lives in Milwaukee is you.
Wait a minute. So he's doxing me in Virginia and then thinking that I'm actually in Wisconsin. Just tell me, when would I have lived in Wisconsin? Like, when would this have happened? I grew up in a West Virginia trailer park. Lived in Massachusetts for a while before that, but mainly West Virginia trailer park. I've lived in Virginia, West Virginia, Massachusetts, Florida. Spent years in prison. Lived in the Bronx for like 13 years. And somehow I'm actually David Segara from Milwaukee, Wisconsin. And this guy fell for it. Let's see what he says.
Random dude. And I said, wrong guy. Wrong guy. Wrong guy.
Report incoming. Send me a message on WhatsApp. Did.
I kept telling them that's the wrong dude.
Do you hear what an idiot this is? He's saying he knew it was the wrong dude, but then he said it anyway. So he said it anyway. Are you stupid, man? Oh, boy.
You know,
You
what's
see,
crazy
like,
to me?
What?
Oh, the thing that's really crazy to me is what I think. I'm not a master of understanding this narrative, but when you share the narrative, you're like, look, this is the person I was before I became a Christian, before I followed Christ, before I took Christ in my heart. This other person existed who was doing all of these crazy dark things. And then when I, took Christ into my heart and went on this path, there was a complete transformation. I think it's a very powerful testimony. It's interesting, when I worked at soup kitchens, I've heard similar testimonies where people are like, I used to be a drug dealer. I used to be on the streets. I used to do a lot of terrible things. And then when I started to follow Christ, I started to change and transform and become a different person. I'm not the person that I was before. That's what I heard. I'm like, it's a very powerful testimonial. It's not really an indictment against you, because that being that was there wasn't even who you really were, like who you really are. That was another being. And then when you went on this spiritual journey, you became something different. And I think that is really powerful and profound. And I think that's lost on these Dawagandas.
That's what you think. But nope, I was there. It was me. All right. Here we go.
See, like, how you can't lock arms with certain people? He was feeding me. This guy was feeding me fake info the whole time.
So you acknowledge that the information you shared about me was fake, and then you built your fake interview around that fake information. Are you stupid for admitting all of this?
He was bro, this guy was feeding me true info and then fake info. He had everyone's real info. When I got the files, there was over 100 Christians on the files. Like 100 of y'all Christians were on those files. I saw all of your guys' stuff. Every single one of y'all. Jake presented himself like, well, look, Libiano and Warner don't
Not in the Zut sense, as far as energy.
want to get involved. I got your back. I'm a real one. I'm not no Ikhwani like these guys. I'm down for the cause. Allahu Akbar. Allahu Akbar. You know? This is why, chat, you can't even trust your own people. This is why. So if you guys want to know from me, the person that's been putting his time into running this stuff, right? These guys, Jake and Speaking, you can't trust them from a bag of paint. They don't care. And I'm going to show you how they don't care about the Ummah. They don't. Them two, and the third one is Aki X. Aki X is another one who's on the payroll of Speaking who does not care. He doesn't. These people don't care, bro, about the Ummah. They don't. They think all you guys in the chat are stupid.
No, they got a point.
Me, I think you guys in the chat are dumb, but I genuinely feel that some of you just get fed the wrong info.
They think you guys are stupid. No, I think you guys are dumb, but you just get fed the wrong information. You don't know any better because you're stupid. Oh, my goodness. This guy's hilarious, man. Here we got the problem.
The problem is you guys in the chat. And I've been trying to nicely tell you guys that you guys are all stupid, right? But I don't know how to say it without actually offending you guys and actually letting you guys be like, hey, this guy is just coming at me. No, most of you in here are dumb.
This is what I like Malik, man. Malik, when you say stuff,
these are. I was just say, I told you these aren't nearly as painful as the usual ones.
No, this is good stuff, man. This is good, powerful stuff, man. All right, here we go.
And then we have these super Salafis, this Liban, and these guys, Fuad. These guys are jokes too. These guys know nothing as well. They're kids trying to operate. They don't know, any pressure, these guys fall for it. They fall under it.
True.
This app is a total joke.
Mm-hmm.
Honestly, you Muslims on this app are a total joke. I met Muslims in real life. Like, I know the Muslims out here, they're nothing like this app. And these Christians are sitting here having the time of their life, and that good on them.
Yes, we are.
Good on them. On the internet, you guys win.
Thank you. Thank you for that. We win.
I was talking to Mohammed Hijab, and, you know, there's a lot of reasons why a lot of these guys don't come. Like, I'm asking these guys, like, yo, why are you not coming down to, like, this level, putting people on? Bro, they don't want to because they know. They know what it is. They know the drama, the games, the everything.
So that wasn't clear, but basically he's saying Muhammad Hijab refuses to work with anyone who is not a big-time channel. And the reason why is because everyone's just out for themselves. It's all drama.
Need to unite.
I saw this clip somewhere. This is funny. Rear-ended. This is rear-ended, guys. If this is what I'm thinking of, this is awesome. You
yeah,
ready?
sorry. This one's unavoidable for Zoot Jokes. Sorry.
Yeah. And I have Thaddeus.
It's okay, we'll survive.
I have to say, in spite of your false claims, Thaddeus, this may be my favorite clip. Let's see.
And I'm not the guy. I thought I was the guy, but I'm not the guy.
True.
I'm not the guy, chat.
That's right.
I thought I was the guy. To put it together, I'm not the guy.
True. You saw.
Because in the process of doing this, I've been rear-ended by so many Muslims that it's not even. Because in the process of doing this, I've been rear-ended by so many Muslims that it's just.
Hold up.
Because in the process of doing this, I've been rear-ended.
You've been rear-ended
by so many Muslims.
by Muslims?
That it's just
like the Warner.
Because in the process of doing this, I've been rear-ended by so many Muslims.
What do you mean by that?
It's just.
Hold up.
Because in the process of doing this, I've been rear-ended by so many Muslims that it's not even worth it.
Some people thinking it was 30. Yeah, was it 30 of them? Maybe I need to play that clip 30 times. Gosh, man, just saying it's not worth it. But according to the Warner, it makes it all worth it when you get rear-ended by a ton of people. Anyway, wild stuff. So, Malik. He's saying it's too much. All this stuff is too much to endure. He's trying, and all that happens is he keeps getting rear-ended by more and more Muslims. Muslims, stop rear-ending Malik. Leave his rear end alone.
He can't get you into the Illuminati.
Yeah, he can't get you into the Illuminati. Stop rear-ending him. Leave his rear end alone. Save Malik's rear end. Gosh, what's wrong with you people?
It's not worth it.
Not worth getting
people
rear-ended.
like Jay can speak and are going to exist in this community,
Yeah.
then there's no hope.
Yeah. Yeah. And
It's
his
hopeless.
rear end isn't going to save you guys. There's nothing his rear end can do when you've got Jake and sneaking Muslim on the platform. Yeah, good to know. The Dawah motto.
But these guys, their motto is, if I can get away with it, I will. If I can get away with doing something slick, I will.
That's true.
Jake, if I can get away with it, I will. Speaking, if I can get away with it, I will. Akhi X, if I can get away with it, I will. This is their mentality. If I can get away with it, I will.
Mm-hmm. That's true.
That's why it's not for me anymore, chat. I can't deal with a degenerate community like this. I got places to be, bro. I could sit here on this app and help you guys, or I could go to Qatar and Dubai and to Saudi Arabia, bro. Which one do you think I'm gonna choose? I mean, I would stay with you guys, but I'm not gonna waste my time with a bunch of people that Jake wants to go over there, and now we have arguments about, oh, can we sit with blasphemers or not? I'm not gonna waste my time. I'd rather go travel the world, see the food, the culture, the world, the everything. Why the heck am I gonna waste time with you? With you guys that don't want to help? That come in one live, do one thing, go in another live and do no, I'm not gonna waste my time with that. I'm gonna go travel the world and y'all can kiss my you know what.
Your rear end? Because I thought you were leaning towards like stay away from your rear end for once. Anyway, what Jake wants. What does Jake want?
Real quick. So I only put it in there once, but that was the most common theme throughout the show is, hey, I can go travel and do all this cool stuff, which I think he actually can. I don't think he's just lying. I think he does actually have, money to do whatever he wants. Or I can sit here with a bunch of losers on TikTok. What do you think I'm going to choose?
I'm going to travel the world using my trust fund. I'm a trust fund baby. I can just spend the rest of my life traveling, go live on an island. You can't stop me. It's better than sitting here because you all are stupid. Wild stuff. Here we go.
Let me explain something about Jake real quick.
Hey. If this guy's Club Pyru and they're Bloods, what's he doing dressing like a Crip, man? Are you cripping out there, man? Make up your mind. Not supposed to be dressing up in blue, man.
Jake had an opportunity to do his debate review with Itachi, Central, Cora, and TMA on his YouTube. How many views do you guys think that would have got? Yes, in the chat.
3.
If they did a debate review on Logic, Jake, TMA, Itachi, Cora, how many views would that have got?
3 to 5.
Right? Whatever. Let's say like 500 to 1,000, right?
3 to 5.
500 to 1,000. They would have went live.
Maybe 7.
And they would have spoke about the debate review. They would have had a debate review party. It would have been fun. It would have been, serious, fun at the same time. They could have explained their view.
Absolutely
had a
boring.
chit chat and whatever.
Yep.
I set all that up for Jake to do. I set the whole situation up for Jake. Jake didn't want to do that. He didn't want to collaborate with Muslims from within. He wanted to go chase kafirs some more. He wanted to go chase kafirs more.
Well, we're more important to him. Can you blame him?
He didn't want to come and collaborate with Muslims and get 1,000 views and do something beneficial. And he could have.
Well, you said they're all evil and stupid. So
talked about the same thing. Built a crew. He's the oldest of them. He would have been good to nurture his own people. But what did he want to do instead? He wanted to chase Chris around. He wanted to chase David around.
Smart.
Because he's not here for the Ummah. He's here for himself.
Unlike you.
It's true. So now he's going to relive the highlight of his career. Highlight of his career.
Logic's panel and did that debate. All the Muslims ended up muted. I made Logic thousands of dollars, and they were blaspheming like crazy, and we got kicked out. And when we got outside, I was found there by Muslims who wanted to take other Muslims down. Because that's the motto here. You go to a Christian live, you make the money, you get blasphemed, you leave, and then waiting for you outside the club are a bunch of Muslims with baseball bats ready to dump on you.
You're making Dawah sound awfully appealing there, buddy. I'm like, wow.
Yeah, well, that was certainly his experience, right? Because he was called Dr. Shirk after trying to debate God logic by all the Muslims. So, you know, he goes on, and he's not wrong. I mean, he's not actually not wrong. He goes on God Logic's program, right? People are watching God Logic mostly for those kinds of interactions with, you know, random Muslims or whatever, gets humiliated, makes Logic a bunch of money from super chats, and then he leaves and all the Muslims are hated on him. So he's like, why would anyone want to do this?
He's got a point. It's got a point. It does suck. Better for all you young Muslims out there thinking of pursuing a career in Dawah, listen to what the man just said. Bad idea.
You guys are dysfunctional. And you guys want
Malik calling people dysfunctional. I mean, he's right, but oh my goodness.
me to waste my time trying to help you guys go into war with these people. I don't mind going to war.
Yeah.
Logic and David, they're easy pie to me. Look, they got followers. They're more difficult in terms of like public appeal will take a while, but Christians were already turning on David.
When?
Christians were turning on David. You're going to see tomorrow. Christians were turning on David.
Where?
Even GL, Life, the literal media team for Logic.
He just said God, Logic, and Life? Guys, this video ends. I've set up a redirect to the video I recorded earlier today with Life. And tomorrow, I'm on with God Logic on his live stream. They're turning against him. Keep in mind, I didn't even know that was coming. But this live stream is already set up to redirect to the premiere of my discussion with Life, where we discussed Quran desecration. Interesting. He wanted to have a big discussion about it. So that's this live stream. When we were out, it redirects to Life's video. Literally tomorrow, I'm on with God Logic on his channel, and he's sitting here. Christians are sitting there. Christians are turning against him. I'm like, who? Like what? Who? Like Naomi? I'd never heard of her before. Naomi? Who? Who else is there? Life and God Logic. You mean the two guys that I'm doing stuff with today and tomorrow? Oh my goodness, what an idiot, dude. He lives in fantasy land, man. Total fantasy land.
Why would
yeah,
they turn
and
on you?
you mentioned God Logic yesterday. I hadn't even watched this clip yesterday when we had the stream, and you mentioned you were going to be streaming later this week with God Logic because yesterday he said that IP has abandoned you when you were streaming with IP after that, and you're like, and later this week I'm streaming with God Logic. So IP, God Logic, they're all abandoning you. That is too funny. Although I didn't include it. He did actually mention Naomi. He said,
"Oh, okay."
I had this. I had a show with Naomi coming up, but I had to cancel it because I got to go after the Dawah guys. Which, I mean, I don't know if she was actually going to go on a show with her. I don't want to throw her under the bus, but he does know. He is aware, right? He is aware of Naomi. So that's his evidence.
All right, he's got that. Girl I never heard of before made a video saying, this is mean to do. And even her own fans turned against her and told her she has no clue what she's talking about. And the defense of Naomi from people is not, she's right. It's, okay, she's young and she doesn't know what she's talking about. Give her a pass on this one. That's the defense of Naomi.
It's telling me, yo, bro, I'm going to talk to...
What's up?
Oh, I'm sorry. I had a quick question. I'm like, who's turning on you exactly? Like
Naomi.
So that's one person. And I'm like,
yeah.
The point is, it's like, do these people not know what like Christianity is? Like they don't... That's not a problem for Christianity.
Life's messaging me right now going, what a liar. So Life's watching this, guys, and watching going, what a liar. That's funny. What were you saying, Issa?
Oh, sorry. I was saying that it's like they don't understand how Christianity works. Like once you become a Christian and you leave your past behind, you don't, this isn't, it's not an issue. Why would Christians betray you about that? You were very honest and you shared, your testimony about that and how, you came into faith. That's a very powerful thing.
I think he's talking about because of him, like he's doxing everyone, and then Christians are getting mad at me because me refusing to back down, I'm causing him to dox everyone else, and they're all getting mad at me and turning against me. Let me go ahead and say, guys, apart from Naomi and some people in comments, there are people in comments who say, David, you shouldn't do this. You should just never put these guys in their place. You have to just be nice all the time and so on. Apart from that, guys, no one I actually know or who was familiar with the situation has ever said one word to me about stopping. No one. No one. No one said, David, come on, you need to stop this. It's really causing a lot of problems. No one. But he thinks they're all like behind this. Oh no, we have to. David is causing all this damage. We have to turn against him. And he lives in total fantasy land, man. Total fantasy land. Wild stuff, man. Yeah. The general response. So one, you have people who are like, oh, we're going into a Quran demolition mode because nope, he's crossing lines. He's doxing people. We got to make him stop. So if we have to demolish a ton of Qurans, we're going to do that. So that's like Thaddeus, Eric, and so on. There are people like that, and tons of people sent in things and made their contributions to Quran demolition ranch. So you have people who are like, oh, this is right. This is seriously messed up. And yes, we do need to take somewhat extreme measures to make it clear that this will never be tolerated. Other people, that the general alternative to that is, I'm not going to do what David is doing, but I understand what he's doing it and not going to interfere. That's the alternative. Everyone turning against him lives in fantasy land. Mm-hmm. But let's let him continue.
When he's doing criminal activities, this is criminal. Doxing people is a criminal activity.
We know that. But you got to let people continue. You don't want to stop them. You know, you got to when if someone's destroying himself, do not stop him. I mean, you can, and what I mean is like destroying his entire project of controlling Dawah and stuff. He's destroying that, right? He's not like ending himself or something like that. But you want him to continue doing that. Why? This is the sort of guy, and I speak from experience, guys like this have to lose everything and hit rock bottom for any hope of actually changing and moving forward. I know that because I went through that. I know that. There are certain personality types. You're psychopaths, you're a narcissist. You grow up your entire life having ways of doing things that are really, really bad towards everyone around you. And when people call you on it, you just keep falling back on this bag of tricks for manipulating and controlling people. So if you keep falling back on it, and your entire way of doing things has to completely break down, leaving you like completely exposed and destroyed. And that right there is the only hope for someone with this mentality. You just have to hit absolute rock bottom so that you say, okay, this is how I have done things. This is what has led to maybe my entire way of living is just massively screwed up. And this is the proof I am terrible and I need to change. And when you hit that rock bottom like that, Issa, you're about that far away from becoming a Christian. Just so you know. That's why you have a problem. You're too nice and everyone praises you for being nice. So you think, I'm the greatest person in the world. What do I need Jesus for?
Definitely not that, but I hear you. Yeah, I definitely do not think I'm the greatest. I'm definitely the least of the least, but thank you.
All right, here we go.
David next time, like whoop de whoop whoop, aka like me and Logic ain't really down with what David's doing, right? They were slowly all getting there. They already knew what it was.
It's war.
Christians were turning on David.
Guys, you're confusing people saying we're not doing that with Christians turning on me. Guess what? I don't think most Christians should be doing this. Mm-hmm. Matter of fact, I say that in the interview that we recorded before this. This is going to be linked to. This is not. Someone needs to do this. But most don't, right? Most Christians who are doing apologetics and so on should want to keep up, good relations with other people and Muslims and so on. But someone needs to do this, and it might as well be me. I'm happy to do it.
Have you seen David rip anything? No, because he's feeling pressure behind the scenes. Just because you didn't see it.
Thaddeus, aren't we about to come out with the top 100 video?
Yep. That's going to be my next project. Had to get these videos
guys.
out about.
Yeah, guys, we already have the 100. We just have to compile them. What an idiot!
Yep. That is going to I'm going to try to get that out by this weekend on Quran and Demolition Ranch, the top 100. I'm going to compile them together, and then David's going to watch it over and decide if he wants to add commentary to it. That'll be out soon on Quran Demolition Ranch. It was only delayed because Malik was melting down too much for us to ignore.
That's what I was about to say. You don't see David because you were going after Dawa guys. We don't want to rock that boat, Malik. We don't want to rock the boat when you're cooking all the Dawa guys and destroying all your fellow Dawa bros. You think I'm like, oh no, he's going after this guy who is the one who is responsible for doxing us all. He's exposing him and getting him disbarred. Let me distract him by ripping up a Quran. Are you kidding me? I don't want to distract you when you're going after the Dawa guys, dude. What an idiot. This is like legend status idiot.
Pressure being applied.
The pressure.
Right? But what do you guys do? Just as that shit happens, Jake wants to go on the channel. Malik, you don't control me.
That's true.
Malik,
no.
you don't control me. I don't even know my own address in Morocco. You can't even dox me. Like, and Thaddeus is sitting there giggling. I would have laughed if I was Thaddeus too.
It was because it's
yeah,
funny.
Right. Shaggy should have been laughing.
He's giggling right now too. No? He's laughing right now too.
To be fair, Malik, we're all giggling and laughing right now.
Damn right, Shaggy should have been laughing. I would have laughed too if I had Jake there saying that. That's Happy Valentine's Day, you know?
I mean, it was funny. Jake was funny.
He was.
And notice I was like in the middle of that long live stream. Malik apparently watched the whole thing.
We need to get Malik to come to Modern Day Debate. He should come debate on a platform. He would just be legendary.
He'd
be amazing.
I have to say, he is. I mean, from the one debate I saw, he's actually a decent debater, but that's only when he's using our argument. So I don't know how he would be defending a terrible Dawa argument. But let's see what we got going on here. Broken community.
There's no infrastructure in your community. And that's the thing. Muslim Lantern, no connection to the Muslim streets. Warner, no connection to the Muslim streets.
Oh, but
Muhammad
you're
Hijab.
But I'm connected to the Muslim street because I'm a trust fund baby.
No connection to the Muslim streets.
He doesn't actually mean streets.
Huh?
Just to be clear, when he says the streets, he really means lesser up and coming da'is, right?
Oh, okay.
He means that none of the big names are helping out anyone come up, and
right, because they're narcissists.
He's going to go on to say that the Christians are not like that, and he's correct. David goes on people's programs all the time that he gets absolutely no benefit out of, right? Only they benefit from it. I can say that when I barely knew David, he agreed to come on my program. I mean, we're friends now, but he agreed to come on my program when he barely knew who I was. And he probably got, he might have got like 2 subscribers or something, but he essentially got nothing out of that. And I see him do it all the time. He's going to say that God Logic does it all the time. And he's right. Christians help each other out. Muslim da'is do not.
He's got a good point. Fair point.
But you know another thing I've seen too? I have not seen, looking into the Christian debate sphere, that there's this constant slinging of heresy. And I've seen a lot of you like unify like Protestants, Catholics, Orthodox. You seem to all kind of be united together. But like in this, you hear, oh, he's a kafir, he's a munafiq, he's a mushrik, and like what you're told is that Muslims are supposed to be really united as an ummah. But you see, like in the debate sphere, it's this very extremist Salafi, like Wahhabist narrative that's utilized, and it's really just condemning anyone who steps outside of the box. Your information will be told. You'll be, removed from the community. Like I saw the Jake Daniel separation, and it was horrendous. What was it about? Some tiny legislative thing? This is what the argument was, that this split apart was some kind of doctrinal thing on like istighatha and tawassul, like can you have an intermediary? That was what it was about, some kind of legalistic thing like that. And I've seen within the Christian community that you appear to be a lot more united, and you're like, yeah, of course there might be some slight differences that we have, but you're like, we're together, we're a community. And I think that's powerful. I think that's where you are going to win. You win in just how your fellowship works. That's at least what I'm seeing.
Yeah, it's wild. It's wild. It's when we have to disassociate from Daniel. It's not because he said you can have sex with a 4-year-old girl or something like that. It's you were wrong about this thing. Lovely. All right, back to Malik here.
All have connections down low. Logic goes to Darren. Darren has that brother Maverick, Bear, Albie, even all the way down to like Ken the Apologist. Logic will go on Ken the Apologist live because he's doing a good little skididdle, right? We don't have that. Libiano ain't showing up to know this guy's live, and Central ain't showing up here and there, and Itachi ain't showing up here and there.
Well, if you pay him, then just pay him. Mm-hmm. They'll come if you pay them.
That's what he says.
Islam,
right? So he knows like the whole Christian infrastructure, as he calls it. I actually don't even know who all those people here.
I didn't know. I knew who God Logic was, but
yeah. But he's saying like, God Logic goes on, this guy who's, fairly large on TikTok, but not like as massive as God Logic, obviously. And then he goes on, and because that guy's connected to these even more minor people, he goes on these people who have very small programs, and they're all helping each other out like that. They're all bringing each other up. And here in the Muslim community, we're just ripping each other down. We're just saying everyone's a kafir. The irony, though, is, of course, he does the exact same thing.
The most loving community ever. But what do we preach online? Jihad, kafir, fasik.
Did he just call everyone a kafir? Oh my God.
We down people.
I know.
We down people.
That's what you do
for
all
like
day.
Any mistake,
you just called all your fans morons.
Shortcoming they go through. Malik listen to music, fasik. This guy does this, fasik. This Warner does that, fasik. Mubtadi, Sheikh Uthman praises this scholar. He's out of here. Like what? And I'm gonna say, listen, I'm gonna tell you something my dad said to me. And wallahi, when he said that, I just looked at him like he was crazy. But
and he said, son, I'm giving you a trust fund. Don't just use it to be an idiot for the rest of your life and destroy da'wah and cause a bunch of Quran desecration. But I did the opposite.
Wallahi, it's true. Bro, the best sheikhs that you be knowing out here, they live their life so pious. When they pass away, you find out they were raping little girls. They were raping little girls.
That's true.
And doing all this weird stuff.
Your dad seems much wiser than you do.
Out here. Wallahi, when he told me that, I'm like, you're tripping. But then I started seeing it. You guys don't know the stuff that happens in our communities.
Gosh, I'm getting like 50 clips that need to be shared on X from this guy, man.
You got like these 7-year-old Pakistani girls growing up, getting touched by their husband, having like crying. Because they're like, I was touched when I was younger by my uncle or by the guy in the mosque. He groped me. This, and that. I'm just being honest. We got all these issues on the inside. It happens.
Fair point.
It's taboo to talk about, but it happens.
Keep talking.
He did go on for a little bit longer. The chat kind of calls him out and says, you shouldn't be saying this. And he's like, what do you mean I shouldn't be saying this? They shouldn't be doing it.
Yeah. Good point.
No,
fair point.
They shouldn't be doing it, right?
I agree.
The problem is that no one will talk about it. And he's right about this, right?
He's totally right.
Actually right.
He's totally right sometimes.
Like there's Gulzar Pir. I don't know if you know about him from like Kashmir, but what he did was he was a Quran teacher, and what happened was he would have a lot of female students, and he did, horrible things to these students, and then he went to jail and he got out. It was insane. Like people who do these horrendous things have to be caught. It's a terrible thing. Why would you allow this to happen in your community? And then you're complaining about Catholic priests. And I'm like, what about your own community? Aren't you going to deal with these types of situations? And, you go and you say, like, I saw that debate with Daniel Haqiqatju and Andrew Wilson. And he's like, look, Andrew Wilson is so liberal and progressive, and the liberal world is so terrible. And then Andrew Wilson was like, look at Pakistan. And Pakistan is in a horrible dire strait, horrible dire straits.
Pretty bad.
And it's just like the arrogance and the ignorance and just chest thumping. I'm like, you should have shame. Where is your shame? That's what I would say.
That's a good point. So we have it here from Malik and Issa, two Muslims that sheikhs are really, really evil. There we go.
That reminded me, Issa reminded me that the other thing that the chat says is, well, but what about the Christian priests or whatever? And Malik's like, yeah, other people do it too, but that's for them to clean up their own community. We need to clean up our community, not worry about trying to clean up their community.
That's true.
Right. I agree. 100%.
Speaking, guys, got off the app. He deleted his account again because he got caught by the Christians. Because, listen, Giant Dog, Logic, David, they know what it is with me. Everything is face to face. When I come for you, it's your Christian people that came to me with info. When I come
face to
and
face,
David got to move house, that's because it is what it is with me.
You mean when you convince people to give me over $100,000? Yeah. Oh man. Yeah. That's so. Oh, please, no more, Malik. Please, no more. Please don't do that again. Then they might send me more money. Oh my goodness, man.
Here, keep putting penal codes in the chat like your lawyers, Christians. You ain't gonna do nothing. You can't do nothing to me. I'm literally gonna tell you my moves and where I'm at. Meet me at LAX. Meet me at LAX in 4 days when I'm taking a flight to Qatar, right? And when I'm around the Middle East, right? And when I get back into New York, or when I get into Canada, or when I get back into LA, wherever I go, have the cuffs ready. If you're a big man, right? But we'll see who's in cuffs first. Is it gonna?
Why would we want to stop you, man?
Be him, or is it gonna be Logic?
Guys, if you want to get me locked up so I stop like completely destroying dawah from within, oh my goodness, you want me to stop destroying all the dawah guys and exposing all the evils behind the scenes? Oh my goodness, then just do it.
Or is it going to be David?
So what's funny here is he says, I'm going to tell you my exact plan so you can show up and you can be tough in person or whatever. He says he'd be at LAX in 4 days. He doesn't tell you where precisely, because I mean, LAX is a massive, massive airport.
It's pretty big.
It's also not a very good place to try to meet someone if you're not trying to get on a
just
flight,
want to,
right?
what you're going to be. Yeah. Where is someone supposed to stand in LAX to find you, dude? What an idiot.
And it doesn't give a time. So you got to find him somewhere in that airport over a 24-hour period.
David's sitting at his desk going like this with his hands, like he's going like this with his hands, like this, like the shit Warner be trying to do. And he'd be sitting there like, yeah, y'all going down. Y'all going to destroy yourself. Apostasy rates are going up.
Yep.
And he's like predicting everything ahead because he sees it.
True. Prophet D. Wood got more right than Muhammad ever did.
Chat, these guys don't compete in good deeds. The guys that you follow as your top debaters, they don't compete in good deeds. They compete in who can debate a kafir better. So Libiano wants to go get IP, an obvious blasphemer, an obvious like dog. But Jake wants to go get David and Logic and all these people, right? Dean wants to break boycotts and challenge everybody on Twitter. He'll debate anybody, blasphemy or not. Dean's there. Leafy, same thing, blasphemy or not, I'm there. Uthman, Logic, come to the mosque. Logic, meet me on the Galapagos Island. Logic, come find me on Mars. Playing games.
True.
Playing games.
Total coward. He's right. It's funny. He can see the reality of his fellow Dawa guys pretty well. But let's see what he's going to say something about the Islamic dilemma.
Bro, if you don't understand the Islamic dilemma.
There's going to be a long segment here. So this is towards the end. He goes into this long explanation of how none of the Dawa guys understand the Islamic dilemma, how none of them can actually solve it, how it totally works. And then he ends up giving his own interesting explanation as to how he solves it. But before you get to that, that last section there, what he said at the beginning was actually very important. He said they don't compete in good deeds, they do this instead. But the Quran explicitly commands Muslims to compete first and foremost in their good deeds. And he's saying none of the Dawa guys care about that. All they care about is being the better debater or getting that soundbite that humiliates a Christian or whatever.
Enough to debate it, then don't debate it. You know why, chat? People don't understand the Islamic dilemma? Because most people don't even have a position on whether the Torah and the Injil, is this the right one? Is this the wrong one? Is this the one in historically? Is this the one not historically? We don't know. This guy says that. This guy doesn't. That's why y'all don't want to debate it, because y'all don't want to piss people off. Oh, if I say that this Torah is a made-up one, people are going to come at me. Oh, no, if I say this is the same Torah, well, people are going to bring me verses where's the book of Joshua? How could this be the Torah? Because the truth is, chat, the truth of the matter is, y'all don't actually know. Y'all don't actually have a clue. Because the early Muslims didn't really know either. Let's be honest. The early Muslims did not know what Torah and Injil they had there. All they knew was that the Quran, whatever agreed with the Quran, they went with, and whatever didn't, they didn't. Let's be real. The early attitude towards the Torah and Injil was not, this is the book from God, or this is a fake book that's not from God. It was literally whatever agrees with the prophet of God, we go with. Whatever doesn't,
No, that was the position towards the people who were telling you what's in the Torah. It was whatever they say that lines up is good, and whatever else, then don't believe it. That was the position. It wasn't, but the assumption there was, if they tell you something about the Torah that doesn't line up with what you believe, it's because they're distorting it, not that the text was corrupted, dude. I know you are.
Sorry, his point here is that no Muslim has ever been able to solve this, right? The early Muslims didn't solve it. The Muslims today didn't solve it. They just hear and obey, right? Basically, they don't actually have an answer to the problem.
That's true.
Don't. Right? That's what it was. The Muslims didn't know. The Christians and Jews knew. The Christians and Jews knew. That's what I'm saying. The Muslims didn't know if the Torah and the Injil. That's what I'm saying. You guys are talking as Muslims and as Muslims who don't. That's not your book. Christians and Jews knew. Christians and Jews knew that he was a prophet from their book.
What?
That's it. That's not conceding the Islamic dilemma. There's no. You guys are funny. You guys are funny.
So his chat's calling him out. Yeah. They're saying you conceded the dilemma.
Islamic dilemma, bro. The reason why there's such thing as a dilemma is because you guys don't know what the Torah and the Injil says, because half of y'all ain't read it. Do you know this? That the only people that are good at the Islamic dilemma are people who have actually read the Torah and the Injil? The problem is with the Islamic dilemma that you guys let this argument run for so long is that most of y'all don't. The Islamic dilemma isn't for y'all. It's for them. That's the dilemma for a Christian.
No, it's your book that puts you in this dilemma. It has nothing to do with us. Right? If some fake prophet comes along and says, I affirm the inspiration and the preservation and the authority of your book, but I contradict your book on all sorts of doctrines, that's an issue for the book or for the guy saying it?
I mean, he is going to kind of say that Christians can't accept Islam because they think that it contradicts Islam. He actually has hinted at it. What his solution is going to be is that the Bible doesn't actually contradict the Quran. That's actually his serious solution.
Let's see.
On becoming a Muslim. When they say the Islamic dilemma, they're projecting their insecurity on if the Quran is true or not. Because the way their church has taught them the Torah and the Injil goes against the Islamic teaching.
Yeah, that's what I mean. That's the actual position of Islam. If what they're saying contradicts Islam, it's because they're misrepresenting it.
Think about it. If you read the Bible, there's no such thing as a Trinity in there. There's no such thing as Jesus being God in there. If you've read,
literally says it,
Torah and Injil, Paul's letters, send them packing, right? If you've read the Torah and Injil, you don't find no Trinity. You don't find nothing that goes against the Quran, really. There's really nothing. There's really nothing. So there's really nothing.
there's an issue. If you want to critique Trinity, then the same thing goes for Tawheed. The word Tawheed is not mentioned either, so it's like you have to be consistent.
No, that's always a stupid point. If you're saying the word is not mentioned, like the word theology is not mentioned in the Bible, therefore there's no theology in the Bible. Okay, come on, stop embarrassing yourself.
But he actually does understand the dilemma, and he hasn't successfully, of course. He hasn't even explained why, basically, but he is actually attacking one of the two pegs. Normally, they don't attack either of the two pegs. So,
yeah,
he's attacking that there's contradiction.
Yeah,
Muslims
the
Quran's not wrong when it affirms the Bible because the Bible doesn't actually contradict.
Yeah, Muslims attack the idea that the Quran affirms the inspiration, preservation, and authority of the Torah and the Gospel. They normally don't attack the other part, which is that the Quran contradicts the Torah and the Gospel. He's saying that's the false claim. Yes, the Quran is affirming the inspiration, preservation, authority of the Torah and the Gospel, but no, they don't contradict each other. It's just people have misinterpreted things. Good. Try that for a while.
Because remember, chat, all of this fighting, all of this war was because certain Christians thought it was okay to do this al-zut, talk nasty, mock, like Thaddeus, these Triple K members think it's okay to constantly mock.
And then he's got you literally on this video using the N-word.
Nobody's on their live stream talking to them. They're doing it to themselves. Yeah, that's Christian love, right? And you guys claim you want to spread the gospel, right?
Yeah, we do.
But
and we want to expose false prophets, so there's that too.
Spreading the gospel, because every time you guys say that to us, all you're going to invoke is anger.
So he's back to the Islamic dilemma now. The solution is we need to ask Waraka.
Peace.
Waraka would have whooped you on the Islamic dilemma, because Waraka obviously thought that there was no dilemma because he told the prophet that the angel that came to him was the same one as Moses.
How would he know what Muhammad saw? Muhammad came back and said, hey, this thing choked the crap out of me up in this cave. No, I've actually pointed out before. What did Waraka actually know about Muhammad's revelation? Did he know fight those who do not believe? No. Did he know? Did he know do not take the Jews and Christians for friends? No. Did he know that someone has to be destroyed if they say Jesus is the Son of God? No, he didn't know any of that stuff. He's only familiar with Muhammad's extremely early handful of revelations where Muhammad's promoting monotheism. And I have to say, if I was in that position and I see some random Arab come out of a cave and start proclaiming monotheism and start saying, hey, we have to follow the prophets of the Bible and so on, I might have concluded that, hey, maybe this guy's a prophet. Maybe God sent someone to the Arabs. Then later on, when I see him contradicting all the previous prophets, then I'll be like, yeah, okay, this guy's a false prophet. But you just can't point to Waraka, man. Waraka only saw some early stuff of Muhammad proclaiming monotheism in a polytheistic environment. Again, I might have, if I were there, I might have said, hey, maybe this guy's a prophet. I don't know.
And you're saying,
yeah, I mean, Waraka died within a few months of Muhammad getting his first revelation, right? So how did he see the entirety of the Quran and say there's no contradiction here?
Well, I mean,
very strange position.
It's a very difficult situation, I think. Like, I think Muslims have to have humility in general in these conversations, because if you want to condemn and say, well, there's contradictions in the Bible, I mean, if you're a non-Muslim and you see nasikh wa mansukh, those are the verses of abrogation, that's a contradiction. Those are contradictions. Yes, there's a reconciliatory element within your standard Islamic narrative. However, if you're a non-Muslim, you're not going to be persuaded about that. You're like, no, that just sounds like things are just being made up. You're saying here's one thing, this other thing is being canceled out by this other thing. So it's like you have to have integrity, and you have to allow for like the gospel and the Hebrew scriptures to be able to have the same reconciliatory instruments and argumentations. You can't just say, well, for me, I get to just claim whatever I want. But when it's them, I'm going to nitpick it, because you come off very dishonest and disingenuous. That's what I think.
Mm-hmm. All right, we got about 2 minutes.
His chat also points out that he's not even correct about Islam here, because in Islam, Moses supposedly gets the Torah directly from God. So it wouldn't actually even be a parallel with Muhammad in Islam, not in Christianity or anything else. In Islam, it's not even a parallel. He's like, you see, he said it was the same angel when Moses didn't get his revelation from an angel.
All right, let's finish this up.
So obviously he felt he was a continuation of the book. He didn't feel like there was he didn't think in his book, hold on, why is it now saying that some other guy is going to show up if in his book it didn't say somebody was going to show up? But God spoke with Moses directly. Yeah. Do you think every bit of revelation came directly? Are you guys okay?
Now, apparently,
go to
Paul
First Galatians. Go to First Galatians. Go to Galatians 1.
First Galatians.
What did when Paul first got on his mission? Where did he go, chat? When Paul first got on his mission, where did he go? Do you guys know? He went to Arabia. He went to Arabia.
Which generally meant anything south.
Why did Paul go to Arabia? Well,
this dummy probably thinks it's Saudi Arabia and means Mecca or something.
A lot of people say that Paul was he was the Gentile from Isaiah 42. He was the Gentile prophet from Isaiah 42, and he went to Arabia.
What the heck is this guy on about? We're just going to let that slide down. What is this here?
All right, so these are some screenshots of his chat. Most of these are taken during the Islamic dilemma section. His chat calling him out. So you got one here. The Christian's going to run with this, Malik.
This all just screenshots here?
Yeah, and then we got his final thoughts after these screenshots.
All right, so he says, lol, Christian's going to run with this. Malik, you talking nonsense. And then word for word conceded the dilemma and isn't aware of it. Yeah. True. Bro's exposing his own religion. You saying things that go against the Sunnah right now. Ouch. That's conceding the dilemma, dude. Correct. All right, final thought here. A few seconds left.
Y'all Muslims are bozos on this app. Y'all don't deserve any help and energy from me. You don't deserve having a protector who's willing to put himself on the line to help you guys from blasphemers and stuff. Because you guys support these fake ass dawah guys.
He's reading the chat.
How could David win if I'm just taking a break for Ramadan? What are you talking about?
So someone said, you're allowing David to win, and that was his... And then he closed the live stream.
Yeah, don't stop. That's what I'm saying. Don't stop for Ramadan, man.
That was his final thought there. I mean, he did say like tune in tomorrow after that or something, but that was his last thought. And as of right now, that appears to be, that might actually be his last words to the Dawa world is, you guys are all a bunch of bozos. You don't deserve me.
You don't deserve me.
But Malik, you're going to let David win. Well, how can he win if I'm just taking a break?
So he's just taking a break, but he's saying this is the end. Come on, man. Come on, Malik. We're having too much fun, man. You can't leave. All right, guy, we have to kind of zoom through these super chats real quick because I want to point everyone to Life's video. I officially dubbed the Dawood Al-Zut. Yeah, guys, I'm going to go through these quickly, everyone, because we don't want everyone to fall asleep and not watch my discussion with Life. Malik under pressure gets crushed like an ice crybaby. Yep. Thank you for that. No comment. I guess Malik never heard the saying, never trust a Muslim before. Yeah, I don't know. Even I wouldn't say that. I mean, it depends on the Muslim. I would have trusted Nabil with my life. I would trust Issa with my life. Such a narcissist can't take what he dishes out. Yeah, I know. Big, spoiled hypocrite. Classic Napoleon complex. He is a sad little man. Yeah, he is. Come to Christ, Issa. Jesus loves you. Heard it here.
Appreciate you. Thank you.
You see, he says, don't tell me that or I'll destroy you. You guys are doing all this to speaking Muslim over a chicken sandwich and him offering to buy the Quran so David does not burn it. Not Christ-like. a chicken sandwich. Malik did what Crusaders couldn't. Malik did what Crusaders couldn't. Islam is fading. Nice. Christianity in its present form must be uprooted from the consciousness of the world. Only then will the kingdom of God be revealed in its purity. See, we've got a rabbi here. What a dork. Malik, please tell me you guys saw Malik go on John's show and cry and lie. Yeah, we actually responded to it. We had John on with us, and we went through, we exposed his lies, and John was already seeing through them. He's like, well, show me that. Show me where David did that, and so on, and he couldn't. So, yep. But you can check out that entire live stream. The guy who found the stuff on Than uses Itachi as a PFP. What's that? Profile picture or something?
Yeah, profile picture.
Malik thinks da'wah is so weak that they should not ever engage with anyone to convince them of the truth of Islam. In his defense, there is no truth in Islam. Fair point. By the way, is the magic word from Malik. Yeah, he's good at that. I'd give the leak fake info too. You can't be trusted, Malik. Yeah, who wants to give that guy accurate information? I know one by Pastor Toby, and a few have rabbi in their name. They are all idiots, though. Had a guy the other day called Sasuke. Told him anime is haram because of art of human likeness is haram. Malik, only now at the end do you understand. Your feeble skills are no match for the power of the good side. You have paid the price for your lack of vision. That's a good point. I think I was supposed to read that as like Darth Vader or something. Itachi ibn Fugaku al-Uchiha. He's a Muslim, you see. That does sound like a Muslim name. Thaddeus is black because only black people can say that word, and Thaddeus said it, so he's black now. That is correct. As a black man, I give Thaddeus a one-time pass. Okay, Thaddeus, you are lucky, dude, because I was completely disassociating with you, but you got the pass, just like every Mexican commenter gave me a pass on my portrayal of David Segara. David Wood was responsible for 9/11, chat. That sounds like him. Bad info from speaking shows no intent to harm. That's good. That probably explains why Moweek stopped doxing. He wasn't sure if the info snaking Muslim gave him was legit and didn't want to look more foolish. Well, it's kind of hard to see how he could possibly look more foolish. I'm so going to miss Malik when he's in prison. Issa, check Tyler Joseph cover of 24 by Switchfoot. I have no idea who any of that is. I'm torn between believing Malik and suspecting he's lying. He just claimed to be in charge. Yeah, it's pretty tough to know what's going on. If you have a bunch of compulsive liars and they're all lying, it's like hard to tell who you can believe about what. Took me less than 1 minute to find Sneaking Muslim. Not hard. Malik should go to Afghanistan. I hear they really like TikTokers over there. Yeah, they do. Zut. It just says Zut. Sorry, Issa. Malik calls it like he sees it through the lens of projection. That is true. Life, I didn't know Jesus turned on you. Or are you, because Jesus is the life. Or are you still on good terms with the way and the truth? Yeah, it's a decent one. That's a decent one. Never interrupt your enemy when he's Malik. Yeah. Never stop your enemy when he's Maliking himself. Dr. Maloink is so cute. We need a tutorial, David. That's good. Malik's don't be a Muslim speech. It was pretty epic. It so breaks my heart. Malik is such an honest soul, and at the same time, he's such a massive narcissist. If he can get over himself, he can do much good. That's why I said the only hope is if he actually hits bottom. I did some research, and only about 6% of Catholic priests have charges against them in that area. They'll correct me if I'm wrong. Well, I have to say 6% would be a massively disturbing percentage.
I think it's got to be 0.06% or something.
No, it's high. It's higher than that. I just searched. I searched AI for it. It said based on the 2004 John Jay report, approximately 4% of the 110,000 U.S. Catholic priests. So this is not worldwide. No, that's not saying 4% did it. It says 4% of the 110,000 U.S. Catholic priests serving between 1950 and 2002 had allegations of abuse made against them. A 2008 church estimate suggested that globally, no more than 1% of priests over a 50-year period were involved in such cases. I have to say, Even that, even if you say 1% were involved in allegations globally, that's still a disturbing number. But yeah, it doesn't sound like it's 6% there. And in the chat, Keen Janik in the chat saying he knows speaking personally. Also, she is asking Dawood if he wants to talk to him or her. I'm not interested in digging up dirt on these guys. Why? They're destroying themselves publicly. That's why we don't have to do some of the stuff they're doing. All right, everyone. Just glad everyone can jump in. Thaddeus, want to share your final thoughts here? Well, I'm also going to. This supposedly redirects to Life's video. It's an interview from earlier today. It's going to be premiering, I think. So I'm going to also share it in the chat, just in case for some reason this doesn't work. It's supposed to work, but yeah, I set up a redirect, but I'm also technologically illiterate, so hopefully it works. But Thaddeus, final thoughts on all this stuff?
Yeah, Malik, it's been fun times, Malik, for the past 2 months.
Very fun.
Take your little Ramadan break and then come back and expose all the Dawa guys. We'll give you more attention. I know that's what you really want is attention. We'll give you more attention. Just keep ratting on the Dawa guys, and we'll be happy to give you all the attention you want.
Keep it up, man. Keep up the awesome work. Issa, final thoughts on everything here?
Wow. I mean, the Dawa drama is something else. I don't know. Every time I see it, the more unbelievable it gets to me. I'm like, what is the goal? Is the goal just to make you look really bad? Like when I've been seeing all the debates, particularly against the Islamic dilemma, it's been embarrassing. Every single debate has been a loss, in my opinion, objectively. Hassan Shibli was debating, is Jesus a Muslim? What did he say? He told us, submitting to God means you're a Muslim, so let's agree. Of course, all of them are Muslim. And then IP is like, well, am I a Muslim because I submit to God? No, because your submission is not the right submission.
Yeah,
and
you have to submit correctly.
You have to submit correctly. And it's like, when you hear this, it's just like, every single debate, it's devastating. And then you see the debate with Jake and Avery, and oh my gosh, it's just lots of chest thumping and just no real engagement and no real honest understanding, like when you're looking at the actual debates. But then when it comes to the background stuff with our good friend Dr. Malik, it's just like, oh, I'm going to dox you because I don't agree with you. I'm just going to reveal your information. I'm going to do things bad. Like that one video that we saw the other day was just so horrendous, where they said they were going to do horrible things to a woman. I said, this is horrendous and evil and disgusting. And this is like the kind of stuff that you're seeing. I mean, like, is this going to make anyone become a Muslim? I'm going to be honest. If I was like an agnostic person just sitting in the background, I'd be so appalled. I'd be so repelled that I would run the other direction. I'm like, this is the character that you have? Like, that's what attracts me. Do you have good character? Do you have good qualities? Is that how your faith, represents you overall? Like, do you give to the, the disenfranchised? Do you do that kind of stuff? That's what impresses me. But if you're like a person who's just like loud, rude, grotesque, like, I don't know, that to me is such a turnoff. I'm like, oh, this is what Islam is. I would run to the hills. If I saw the debates and the chest thumping and all of that, I'm like, oh, this is Islam, I'm done. I'll go for anything else. This is so horrible, so disgusting, so grotesque. I want to have nothing to do with it. And I think this is what they're doing. If this is what they want Islam to be, well, the people are going to run to the hills. They're anti-Dawa. That's what they're doing. No human being wants that. They're prejudiced, misogynistic. Like Thaddeus has been doing a lot of work on the disgusting thing that has been going on with Muhammad Hijab and the Misyar marriage. And I went on a chat one time and was discussing it, and they were like, the guy was like, how dare you critique Muhammad Hijab? And he had an anime profile, by the way.
He's very strong.
He's so strong, and how dare you? It's a good dawah. And
he's very tall.
And I'm like, and he's very big.
He has two MMA fights. How dare you?
And I'm like, exactly. And I'm like, I don't care. He's doing disgusting things to women. This is wrong. You have to call it out. No, we must protect the dawah. And I'm like, so your religion is the dawah. Your religion isn't humanity and caring about people who are being abused. That's so disgusting. Like, the Christian community standing up for Sister Aisha was such a profound, powerful move, because all these other people are like, I want to hide it. I want to sweep it under the rug. No, you don't want to sweep it under the rug. She was abused. This is disgusting. This is awful. This is grotesque. You need to call it out, because you can't allow this to happen to people in the community. I've been actually talking. It's so sad that I have to hear this. I'm sorry I'm going on a bit, but this is an important point. I was talking to people who work in like women's shelters and stuff, like non-Muslim women who work in women's shelters, said most of the women who come in are Muslim women. Muslim women are going into these shelters, and that's just horrendous. And this is a testimony of what's going on in the Muslim community. Clean up, get better, do better. And Dr. Malik is right about that. He's 100% right. Be better, do better.
Mm-hmm.
Don't thump your chest while all these horrible things are going on. Don't do it.
Mm-hmm. All right, that's a good point. Hope everyone's listening, and then you have some parting advice for you, Issa. Issa, listen to Malik. Don't be a Muslim. And you have wait until Issa finds out about Islamic history. Issa knows quite a bit. He's just Sufi, man. It's Sufi. He thinks differently from everyone else. All right, everyone. So we're all going to go over to, I'm going to share the link now, but supposedly this redirects, and it's redirecting to the premiere of my discussion with Life. He wanted to actually interview and sort of get to the bottom of all, kind of give a timeline and so on. What started all of this? What's the thinking behind it and so on? Because lots of people just, they don't know the background. They just see someone, ripping up a Quran, stuff like, what's going on here? This is messed up. So anyway, we had a nice long discussion going back through the entire history of it. So I'm sharing the link now. This live stream also redirects. So I don't know exactly how that works. I guess it's just going to, when I stop it, is it just going to turn into the premiere over there? But it premieres in 3 minutes over on Life Rants, So everyone go check that out. And we'll see you again real soon. Have fun, everyone. Go check out that video. We'll have more to come soon. And we're gonna miss you, Malik, if you don't say anything else through Ramadan. We'll miss you. But come on, don't be a coward. You know you got some stuff to say. Time is short. It's almost Ramadan. Do it. Talk to y'all soon. Let's see if this thing works.